check 1 2 1 2. We live, baby. Come on. That's right. Okay. Can you hear me now? Oh, let's go. It's your boy Big Chew, the voice of the beat.
You know what I want?
Blaze up.
Come on, blaze up.
It's the beat for me.
Wow, 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 for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we are. For your boy. For your boy. Also for your boy. Fix it for your boy. Drop it for your, lift it up. Then it bust it open, lift it up. Yeah, come on, lift it up. Then it bust it open for your B-O-Y. Bend it for your rockin' for your lift it up, baby. Mix it with your bust or not.
Come on, blaze up. You know.
Drop me a nasty beat.
Hey everybody, hold on. Oh yeah, we good. How y'all doing? Hey, happy Friday. I don't know how long this hell gonna be down. I ain't gonna lie, because it's getting hot. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Educational Friday. Happy Black History Month if you celebrate it. We are here to discuss some things that we were miseducated on, such as Martin Luther King, aka we call him over here Mike. At the end of the day, I found some more things. First of all, let me say this. Shout out to my bookie. Who is this girl? Hold on. Who sent me this? Somebody sent me what do you call it? A documentary. Somebody sent me a documentary, and I'm actually going to incorporate that into the thing right here. Now, listen, if you're on here, because I can't search it right now. But if you want me to say your name, please make yourself known. But shout out to you because you really helped me out with some things that add to my, what I've been teaching you guys. Number one. Number two, I'll tell you another reason why I'm so excited. Hold on. So, child, I went down to my P.O. box. Yes, I did. Hold on. There's more. Shout out to Sydney Nicole's Products, Raw African Black Soap Hair Growth Shampoo. You know what's so weird about this? If you on here, please make yourself known. What's so weird and advantageous about this? Can y'all see this? Let me see. I think the lighting is kind of weird. Listen to me. Was that you, G Power, who sent me the Martin Luther King documentary? I know I get a lot of ones, but this one is the Martin Luther King documentary. Hey, Ada. Listen. Lauren, no shade. Are you a clear woman? Stand by on this. Miss Lauren, if you're a clear woman, you are more than welcome to stay. But I'm going to need you to let me talk to my people. You know what I'm saying? No shade. But this Educational Fridays are for my people, right? And, yeah, if you can, you know what I'm saying? I would sure appreciate it. Thank you, Miss Lauren. I appreciate you. But yeah, look, somebody sent me all of these products, and I'm actually getting ready to redo my hair. Y'all know I'm on a natural hair journey, and it sucks. But anyways, I have some hair growth shampoo, some hair growth conditioner, and they all smell like peppermints too. Oh my God. And then I have some scalp soothing mist. Oh, go and put that in there. Then I got some organic hair growth oil. Beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful. And then I have some organic lavender and peppermint hair growth grease. Let me tell y'all something. I need all of this. Do you hear me? Hold on. I got to stop Because see, it smells so good. And I know it's gonna do wonders for my scalp because it smells so like so fresh and like, you know, oh my God. I know it's gonna make my scalp breathe. You know what I'm saying? Because I got really thick hair. I have really thick hair. I know this is gonna make my hair smell amazing. I know it's gonna feel good. It's almost gonna feel like somebody put a refrigerator on my head. You know what I'm saying? And I have some moisture sealing whipped hair butter. You guys, I will be using this and I will be coming back to y'all with a review to let y'all know how I go. I'm so excited already. Look at it. Hold on, let me open it up. Shout out to the look. Oh my God. Can y'all see that? Can y'all see that? Oh my God. Got to be more careful. You see what I'm saying? Listen. Oh my God. I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. Thank you so much. Let me go get her name. Hold on. I don't want to do this wrong. Hold on. Let me go get her name. Hold on. All right. This is from Black Hair and Skin. Shout out. She says, love your channel and Educational Fridays. Keep teaching the collective. Love, Shar. Shar, you are amazing. Thank you so much. I cannot wait to use your products. The place to this is Black Hair and Skin. You guys, she has a P.O. box. I'll put this in the chat. Yes, please like the video. Please like the video if you haven't already. It's so good. Oh my God, it's so good. This is the P.O. box. Well, I don't know. Do y'all need the P.O. box? But I'll put the email in here. How about this? www. And y'all know I support Black businesses. Not all of them, though. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody don't need support. I'm putting the what you call them in the chat. If you guys want to send me something to try out, to advertise, I am all here for it. Send it to me in my P.O. box. That right there is the website. And then here's another one. BHS customers at Gmail. Yes, here's the email. You guys, y'all have to go check this lady out. I'm going to tell y'all how I go. If y'all want to wait for me to tell y'all how I go, please let me know. I got you though. There you go. Y'all thank this lady. It's just like, it was so on time. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it was just on time. Yeah, let me get this shit off my neck. Hold on, y'all. I gotta get this off my neck. So, in case you guys are unfamiliar, we will be picking up where we left off last week, and then I have some more stuff that I want to add to the thing. Now, listen, let me tell y'all something. Oh, thank you, Bertha. Bertha says she hit the lotto. I'm straight. All right. I don't require much. Just a home and a vehicle. Cold break, what are you talking about? What is going on? Support Black businesses. If not, then F you too. Beast. Tread light, cold break. Tread light. Tread light. I just relaxed the standards, but tread light. Listen, all right, because this ain't that type of time. You know what I'm saying? We on Educational Friday time. And if you can't respect that, you can get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? We are on Educational Friday time. This ain't the time for me to drag you today. I ain't got time today. You know what I'm saying? So look, where else would I going? Hey Mila, I'm sorry. Before we finish this documentary, and it's only a small piece we got to finish. It's not much. I want to let y'all finish seeing the aftermath. I just want to give you guys an overview, and then we're gonna go into Martin Luther King. Mike. Listen, Mike, aka Martin Luther King, was literally a plant put in the black community to keep everybody under control. They did not want black people to rebel. They did not want black people to have a revolution. They said they needed somebody who looks like us that can calm us the hell down. Black people know one thing: the place you are the most calm in any part of our community is the church. Whoa, what do you know? Martin Luther King also, his Paul, they were both reverends. They used their pulpits to control the community. That is their job. Martin Luther King, along with the Southern leader Christianship scholar, Southern leadership Christian something, the SCLC. Listen, they were basically hired to go all around America. Keep this in mind. This is very important. This is very important. They is straight from the boot. Oh Lord, I told you what to do to get on the do not call list. I told you what to do. Y'all please hit the like button if you haven't already. Their whole job was to come in to calm people down. They didn't want riots. They didn't want rebellions. They didn't want revolution, right? So Martin Luther King, although at the very last minute changed his mind and decided to fight for, and right his wrong with the people, it was already too late, which is why the title is Martin Luther King. You know what I said? The title, something like something had a change of heart, but it was too late. So please be mindful of that. Jeremiah, Roxana been trying to reach you to get you in the Instagram my chat. Please hit her up on Instagram if you can. All right, now, yes, again, hit the like button. Now let's get back into the end of this documentary. Mind you, just to set it up in case you were not here last week, we went over the state of the black community. We went over the state, and this is all in Mississippi, where they were fighting for voters' rights. This is exactly what they were doing, fighting for voters' rights, because they thought, our ancestors at the time thought that that's what we need to be liberated. I don't fault them. Southern Christian leadership. Yeah, listen, I don't fault them. I think that they thought exactly they were doing what exactly they should do. And so they did just that. Shout out to Fannie Lou Hamer, one of the pioneers. And what you got to understand is Martin Luther King, along with the NAACP. Let me put my dog on. Oh, he was definitely there, George. Oh, yes, sir. He was there. Listen, wherever they say that nigga was, he was. Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you? You know what I'm saying? Wherever they say that nigga was, he was down there. And we're going to get into it because I got some tea from the horse's mouth. But we're going to get there. So look. So the NAACP, along with Martin Luther King and the SCLC, were literally put in place to calm down people in rebellion. Now, Mississippi was one of the states in the South that wanted to rebel because they were not being treated fairly. They were not first-class citizens, and they thought that fighting for the right to vote would automatically make them a first-class citizen. So they did just that. When they were not getting the results that they were getting, word was given back to the President Johnson at the time, that, hey, these Negroes down in Mississippi ready to cut a rug. And so what did the president do? Activate his military. I know what you're thinking. The National Guard? Nope. I know what you're thinking. The Marine Corps? Nope. I know what you're thinking. The Army? No. It was the NAACP. The National Association of Ass Whipping of Colored People. That's what it was. So he activated his military, you know what I'm saying, to get their ass down there and calm these Negroes down. We don't need them getting all out of order. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. So let's get back into, set it up one more thing. So at this point, all these people are out of the way. They're pushing the grassroots people out of the way. And what they're doing is now they're sending in the NAACP to head the organization. The NAACP is selling wolf tickets to the crowd. They ready to go down to the governor or the mayor, and act the fool. But NAACP is like, well, just wait. Let's try to, get our demands together. We'll go down there and talk to them. And then by the time we talk to them, if they don't want to budge, then we'll go bust some doors open. But the gag is they had no intentions of doing that. It was all a stalling plan, and it was all a plan to get the people who were ready to rebel to calm the entire F down. Okay? Now, I know they taught you the boys and you know, all them high yellow Negroes that was down there at the NAACP. I know they taught you, you know, Langston Hughes, all of them were really, really for you. They sold you fat. Mm-hmm. They sold you down the river for $1. But, you know, here we go. Welcome to Educational Friday and happy Black History Month. Let's get back into the scene we're setting now. Is the people has just got word that the mayor ain't trying to hear none of their demands. The people ready to go down there and act a damn fool. And the NAACP, along with Medgar Evers' brother, Charles Evers. Medgar Evers, the black man who was unalived in front of the door, his brother, he was in the NAACP as well, his Medgar Evers, but his brother has now moved up the ranks in the NAACP, and he's down there telling the black people in Mississippi to calm down. That's where we are today. Now, if y'all want to believe in coincidences, then let's just say coincidentally, Medgar Evers was unalive and he just so happened to be doing so great, he got a promotion. I don't believe in coincidences. So to me, this is just to me, I feel like, and I don't know this to be fact, but I feel like, okay, yeah, you sacrificed your brother to move on up, like they do down there in the industry. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to know y'all do know the church is part of the industry, right? Y'all do know that, right? Y'all do know there's a reason why Joel Osteen, TD, Take That, Jakes, they intertwine with the celebrities because they're all in the same game. You get it? All right, let's get back to this piece so we can move on and I can give y'all this tea. Okay, because you know we spill tea around here about Martin Luther King. We do that on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of people might not like that because we were told that, you know, he was such a good man. He was a good man, Savannah. He was a good man. And he was the last maybe 6 months to a year of his life. Prior to that, he soldiered down the river fat. He didn't even like black people. He was in love with a white woman. But we'll get there. Let's get into it, okay? Let's get into it. Let me share my screen. And we're going to jump right into it because we got to move on, right? Again, the name of this documentary is called the 1965 Special Report, The Southern Negro. If you guys would like to go check this out, that's the name of it. You see it at the top. I'm sharing Hezekiah Walker News, or Hezekiah News, I'm sorry. I'm saying Hezekiah Walker. Hezekiah News. He does a lot of documentaries. If y'all want to see stuff about old stuff that was going on in the world, and you don't want to hear it from a secondhand story, he got documentaries on all type of stuff. So please, carry your ass around there if you want to go see some good stuff. It's not just about black people, it's about the mob, a whole bunch of stuff. Everybody's on there. Go ahead. I think the stream from Twitch dropped. Hold on, let me check. Hold on. I hope not. Hold on. They probably dropped it on purpose. Watch now, 3 viewers. Hold on, let me watch it. I'm on now. I'm looking at it now. Hold on. I'm looking at it now. So maybe you need to refresh your page. Maybe refresh it and then come back because I'm looking at it right now. All right, let's get into it. So let's get to the documentary.
Rejected everyone. See, everyone that you submitted, they've been rejected. They said no. You don't.
Mind you, like I said, they just got word back after they waited patiently and sung Negro spirituals that the mayor said y'all can kiss the whitest part of my ass. So now this young man is ready to galvanize and get these folks out here to go do something about it. Peep the scene.
Count. That's what they say. They say you can demand and demand and demand, but nothing's gonna happen because we're gonna reject them. We're going to keep the Ku Klux Klan, the headquarters right there. And we're going to bomb Metcalf again and any other person who puts his mouth up. Now, the question is, do you think that these demands should be resubmitted today by way of a march to the city council? Yeah. Okay. The guys who tell you to wait until tomorrow and the next day and the next day, I am willing to go today with you down to the city council to present this.
Pay attention. He's saying, let's go march. He like, at this point, let's carry our ass down to the city council. And I heard somebody in the chat say they didn't even read them. 99.9% out of 10 or out of 100, no, they didn't. It was all a stalling tactic. Do you understand what I'm saying? See, by this time, they had done activated the National Guard. They needed a stalling tactic because if the Negroes got out of the way too fast, it's going to be hard to contain. Did we not learn anything from the riots down there in Oakland? In California. You see what I'm saying? All right, so now he's saying, let's go march. Watch somebody from the NAACP. Watch this.
You don't want no violence. The man say you gonna demonstrate legally. If you want to I don't know who's gonna lead this march. Listen, people, listen. Mr. Evans is on his way here now. That is why he is on the call trying to get you stirred up. Just be patient a little longer and wait on Mr. Evans. You want to do something, get down and wait. You want to do something,
Number one, all I want you to do is just wait. The committee just came in. We don't know what the committee has said. Now I understand that we have some eager beavers here who want to lead people off down the street without an understanding. Now, we're not in this just to go out and raise a whole lot of hell. We're in this to be sane and sensible. Now, those persons who will mislead you here will mislead you anyplace else. Now, all we've asked you to do, and I'll make this crystal clear, that this is an NAACP project along with the community of Natchez. And we're not going to let none of the rest of you come in here and take over our project. You understand that? Let's make that clear.
Let's be clear. Listen, let's be clear. The ones who are in agreement with this young man right here at the time, or this man at the time, are church-going people. Church was literally designed to calm and make Black people docile, because you understand the concept. Being a church-going person, you understand the concept of waiting. You also understand the concept of respect, and you also understand the concept of not being in a leadership role. Think about everything that is taught to you in church. Everything, what do they say? Give it to God. They will read the scripture that tell you faith without works is dead, but they will not have you apply the scripture the same, right? Oh, we need to wait on God. We need to wait on God. When you also have that rhetoric being spewed to you, and then you turn around and it's a clear Jesus hanging up on the wall, subconsciously, psychologically, you equate clear Jesus with God and clear God with the clear man you see in front of you. So when the clear man come in front of you, whether you want to believe it or not, whether you want to act like it happens or not, you subconsciously obeyed. You get it? So the people right here who are clapping are docile people because they're church-going people. Let's get back into it. But there's a whole nother group of people out here who don't want to hear that shit. Peep it out.
I want to make that clear. Now, if there are any of you people who come in here just to stir up trouble, hit the streets now. You're so bad and want to do so much. Go ahead on. Right. Go ahead on. Right. Now, go ahead. Go ahead. Now, you see what the backbone is. They're not going to let them get you in a lot of trouble. So I ask you to wait patiently here. So we can go upstairs and meet with the committee, and we'll come back down and tell you what we're going to do. Thank you very much.
There's also contemplating marching to the White House Cafe.
How are you doing? Not to the coffee?
To the White House Cafe. I imagine that the chief of police told them that they could block off Pine Street March to the White House, but that's all.
That's right. Let me say this really quickly. Please, this is no shade. This is no shade. If you're on here and you're clear and it ain't you, don't take it personal. If you take it personal, it's you. Let me say this. Always be skeptical of a clear person that is super involved in your movement, Because what we know is if 40% of clear people really wanted to help Black people, I said this last week, we would have already been helped. Be skeptical of a clear person knee deep and involved in your movement. Also, Black people, you will never be able to really do anything unless you do it on your own. Do you get it? You will only be able to do it if you do it on your own. As long as you continue to reach back to the help of the clear God with a lowercase g, you will continue to remain in the same space. Put a pin in that note right there, because we're going to talk about how they infiltrated the MLK stuff and how that unfortunately got him unalived. Let's peep this out.
What you going to the White House for? The White House is a lounge and a cafe.
Anyway, that's why
We're not going to the White House in Washington, D.C., honey. They were talking about going to the one on East Woodlawn, but we're not going there. If we go anywhere, we go to the courthouse.
That's right.
Where Mayor Knox is.
All right.
The move was to create some kind of thing where people learn to use their own mind, make their own judgment, say what they think about things.
And now they're going to start letting people higher than they are make decisions. People up in society make decisions instead of the people make decisions. And that's just what's happened here, you know. Mr. Edwards has made the decision again.
Just like the white man doing.
No man out here making up your man.
Yeah, well, if Charlie ever...
They so smart. Remember, this the young people. He said, nah, we got to wait for them to go talk to them and come back with a decision. And then the other guy said, they just like the white man doing. You see how they was able to connect the dots? This the younger generation at the time. They were able to connect the dots and say, well, damn, what's the difference? We dealing with the white man, the other one we dealing with the Negroes. But either way, it's the same results.
If Charlie ever say
He's not out here though.
when he come, he's coming. When if he say let's go to the White House, regardless of whether it's going to the White House going to mean anything, they going to the White House because Charlie ever say so. They're not making up their
Does it
own
mean
mind.
anything to go to the courthouse?
It means something. I mean, to me it do. Okay.
That's right. Majority of the side. I don't approve of anybody from Jackson or any place else coming down here and mapping out the plans. He has organized and mapped out every single meeting. The people haven't had a chance to say boo if they wanted to.
Did you hear that? That lady said she's not here. Remember I told you the grassroots would do all the work, and the NAACP, they had two jobs. Number one, calm you down. Number two, put their face on it. That lady said, we've been over here doing all of this. They over here making plans, doing X, Y, and Z, and the people haven't had a chance to say boo, meaning they've literally hijacked their movement. That's what they were there to do. Hijack the movement.
I predict that you do not march. And further, I predict that there won't be a march today.
Where's the committee work?
I'll be on the front line if there's a march. And I'll be with
Down to the
As a matter of fact, if there are people who want to march and present this to the mayor, I'll go down with you.
Charles Evans has not made a statement yet. We are organized. We know what we're going to do, but we have to wait for a time to do it. And they're down there telling me, y'all, come on, let's go to the courthouse because the NAA, Charles Evans is going to the White House. That's right. Yeah. I have seen it.
What's the fuss about? We'll go down that march so the jail will be filled up when we get there. We won't have nowhere to put us. They let me go put up.
He's down there telling them that Charles Evans is going to march to the White House and that they should go on and march to the courthouse. And that is dividing the community, and it's wrong, and he's not here for any good. And we can do without people like him.
Mind you, she's not on the right team, even though she got them men together about coming in at the last minute. If y'all were here last week, she got the men together and told them, y'all coming in here trying to say what y'all gonna do, but y'all ain't helped nothing. Y'all watch them kids and women, you know what I'm saying, get beat up on the picket line. But she works for the NAACP. So her whole thing is we need to wait. Wait for Charles Evans. Wait for him to come back with the word, and then we'll go from there. But they already know the word before they get back. Again, you guys, please like the video. Get this video in the algorithm. I know we do the gossip. I know we do the Joseph and the bull, but this is a video that absolutely need to be in the algorithm. If you have not already, please like the video. I appreciate you in advance.
We don't want nobody to agitate. We for strictly business now, no agitate.
That's right.
And we don't want no crackheads falling down to make trouble.
We don't need nobody with a long beard looking like Castro going around without a penny to pay, going around here telling these kids to get put in jail. He won't need somebody to lead all these dropouts back into school along with him, and he'll be doing something. He out there, he down there talking about that stuff, and he better keep Charles Edwards' name out of his mouth anyway.
What do you want to talk about, man? I want to talk to you, man. I don't want public, you know. I don't want it public. Well, let's wait a little while.
I know that down at that deal in Natchez, you got about 10 people who are black for every white person you have down there, and they haven't committed any crime. So you're still going to jail whether you commit crimes or not.
Some cat come up with the wrong stuff, you know, leading about anywhere, you know. Like if you can get a priest the wrong thing and be a ride right here, man.
Now, I'm not going to say this. I want you to say it, though, you see. Whatever you want to say.
Wait till, you know.
They're waiting here.
Why are you supposed to sit and go, you know?
No, you read wrong. They're waiting here.
Yeah.
See, I ain't going nowhere where people want to go.
You call leaders are nothing but tall.
Yeah, I still
they go down and they scratch their heads and they come back and say that we didn't get anything. Just like they're gonna say when they come out here.
Yeah.
Watch and see.
Hey, I tell everybody on here, Shorty Real, I don't know if you've been here to Educational Friday, you gotta have thick skin to do Educational Friday. If you are easily offended, I'm not saying you, but I'm just saying making the announcement. Anybody on here who's easily offended, log off. This ain't for you. This is a time when people didn't get to live in their feelings. So real things and real things were said. Real things happened and real things were said. See, we live in a lap of bullshit luxury where we get to live in our feelings. The way we feel get to govern the way that we act in our actions. And that's probably most of the reason why we in the bullshit we in. These people didn't care about feelings. They cared about fact. So if hearing certain things is gonna offend you, go ahead on and log off, fact. And then furthermore, I could give two mother F's about a clear Latino named Castro. I'm pro my people. I care about my people. So ain't nothing a Negro could say about a Latina, a clear Latino, gonna offend me. It ain't rude to me because he ain't offending me because he ain't me. You get it? I'm telling y'all now, if you're easily offended, log off that. This ain't for you. Educational. That's why I like the small group Educational Friday, because it ain't for everybody.
At this time,
You hear now?
Yeah.
we come to give you a summary of the report, which at this time we cannot spell out to you all of the details. We feel that we will have to be committed, have to study this report, and then tell you at a later date what we are planning to do about it.
All he said was we went up there and the people said, hurry up and wait. But remember, I told you they were there to stall. Their whole point was to stall. Listen, the National Guard is there for a reason. There's a National Guard in every state. The National Guard is older than the military. The reason for the National Guard was every state had their own so-called military. They needed to stall the people at the time because they were getting frustrated. They were being beaten. They were being lynched. They were being lynched in the street, all of this stuff. So these people were getting frustrated. They needed the NAACP by the way of the church to come in there, hijack it, and basically stall them out. That's literally what he's doing. Oh, we went over there and they said, well, give us a little more time. They're stalling. So the National Guard, the KKK, the state police, all of them people could be in place for when them niggas act a fool, they be ready to go.
I waited too long. I don't wait for no one.
guess you can look around you and see that we not outnumbered on the ground, we outnumbered on our head too. The committee and the local leadership here, along with myself, and I'll make this clear, feel that maybe the tension is too high and there's too much of a chance to risk of bloodshed to ask you to march down the streets of Natchez. Now, I'm only going to give it to you like we feel.
Do you see the National Guard? Do you see the National Guard? Did I not tell you their job was to stall in order for the National Guard and everybody to take their place? Look at the National Guard coming in. Look at the National Guard coming in. Watch them. That's their job. I think what upsets me more than anything, not the clear people and the way they treat us, the Negroes that help them. I think that upsets me. Look at the police. Look. Watch the National Guard. You need to see this because these people still exist today. This isn't something of the past. This is something of the present. This is still happening today. It just looks different because we're not marching no more. Yes, Natchez, Mississippi. Look at the National Guard. Look. This is it. Yes, Natchez, Mississippi. Look at the National Guard. That's their job. I know they taught us in school that these people were for us. They were never for us. They were paid, hired, military for the government. That's what they were. That's literally what they were. Hired military for the government. They just didn't wear a uniform. That's all, Fed. Y'all got to be strong now, I'm telling you. Thank you, Opinionated. Thank you, my love. Thank you. That was the beginning of now. Listen, it was going on before that, ya pa. This been going on for, listen, ever since them colonizers got their sick ass off the boat. You know, they came with all that smallpox and the cold and all of that. We ain't have all that going on over here at Turtle Island. OCO if you're in the chat. But listen to what I'm saying. They come here doing that. Nothing is new under the sun. They didn't create that. They've been doing that, y'all. It's ridiculous. They've been doing that. And they doing it still to this day. That's crazy though. I think like I said, what upsets me more than anything is the black people who help. Listen, let me tell y'all something. In other communities, they do away with spies. I'll just say that. But not us, because we so, girl, let's move on.
Angel, are you the leaders of the Natchez?
Tension been up since they've been bombing and shooting up.
But I'm only speaking on behalf of the local leadership of this city.
Let's go.
Now, I'm here to do whatever the local people want done with the local people. As we said before, and I'll make this crystal clear, this is an NAACP project. We're not going to let no other organization come in and take over. We're going to do it the way we want it done, and everybody's going to like the way we do it, hit the streets.
Mind you, the NAACP came in and hijacked their grassroots project. It wasn't the other way around. You get what I'm saying? Now he over there telling them this is an NAACP project. We're not gonna let nobody come in and infiltrate. Well, Negro, y'all did, girl. Listen, you ever had somebody piss on you and tell you it was raining? I haven't, but I feel like this is what it would feel like.
No, you're on your own.
That's what the white folks
If anyone here who don't like the way we conduct our business, and I've heard it's been said that we don't conduct the way they want it done, I want you to let you know you have my permission to go ahead on. Nobody's going to stop you. But now, since if we're going to pay the bail bond, if we're going to fight your lawyers, then we're going to tell you when to march and how to march. I had hoped we could have marched to the courthouse. But I understand the courthouse is closed. I still said that we didn't get what we wanted. We didn't get anything.
Amen.
But we haven't lost the faith. The mayor said that he would meet with groups after the thing cool off. Well, we got the group ready to know that things ain't gonna never cool off until they get something done downtown.
We didn't get what we went in. But all we do, keep praying. The Lord is able.
Look.
And I'm trusting him.
Look. See? Remember the analogy I just gave y'all earlier? I said the church people are on their side because they're already trained and used to praying and waiting on God. You don't act, you wait. Even though the scripture says faith without works is dead, meaning if you want something and you don't do nothing about going getting it, you're not gonna get it, right? So the older people, the church-going people who are deeply rooted into that church that the clear man got off the boat with, along with the smallpox and all of that other shit he got off the boat with the church, they have literally psychologically trained the older black people not to rebel. So they already had them people on their side. But the people who don't like live and die in the church, they were ready to go take action. So look at this man up here hollering, we just got to wait on God. See what I told y'all?
And he'll make the way for us.
That's right.
All we do is stand us prayers and be right, and we're not out there for no violence.
Be for the right thing.
And let's look to the Lord,
right.
and we pray for this right now. Lord, you take it in charge and fix it for our poor people down here.
Well, they're not going to get anywhere arguing among themselves and fighting among themselves.
Bill Ware got up and had something to say. Now, he wasn't telling anybody to hit the streets now. All he was saying is, do you want to march? And he was putting it to you.
Well, he know that they want to march.
What?
That's the reason they were here. They thought they were going to march. That's why they were here.
Do you think it was right for that other guy to get up and interrupt him like that? Did you think that was right?
Yes, it was right, because a lot of them was ready to go and didn't know what the hell they was going for.
Now you just contradicted yourself. They came to march.
Yeah, they came to march, but like I said, it was a lot of kids. They didn't know they was going to march, but it's just like being in a parade to them.
You just contradicted yourself.
Really? Yeah, I want freedom. I want freedom just as bad as anybody else, you know.
March?
Huh?
Did you want to march or didn't you?
Yeah, I want to march, and when everybody else march, I'm going to march too.
Just like she
but
said.
But I'll be damned if I'm going down there by myself.
But like she said, though. Like she said, though, you got to wait. You got to wait. You got to wait. You got to wait on
go by yourself. She didn't go by herself.
You got to wait on your leader.
He didn't go by himself. Now I'm not going by myself.
You
we're
got to wait on your
when
leader.
it be done, we're going to do it together.
You got to wait on God. You wait on him. Wait on God. Just wait on the Lord. He bring us out.
I'm going to stay on my knees and pray that I get free.
No, that's up to you, but I'm going to wait on it. I'm going to wait.
Ain't nothing wrong with praying. They got them here for the help of white folks. They ain't got them here for us.
You pray, and he'll fix it for you.
But see, if they start jumping on you, the president of the United States can federalize them like it did in Alabama.
Well, maybe we'll get that.
Well, how are you going to get it?
Maybe they got somebody who's the leader. They got field men, ain't they? Me and you ain't no field men.
The governor, I'm sorry, is the one that activates and not federalizing, but he activates them. Listen, let me say this, y'all. First of all, I wanted to read this comment. I highlighted it, and I want to go back. Straight from the booth says, OMG, my organization just went through the same thing this week. We did all the work, and folks came in trying to hijack the entire project and stamp their name on it. Nothing has changed. Remember, I told you straight from the booth, nothing is new under the sun. I said that. I don't be just bullshit when I be talking like that. Nothing is new under the sun, okay? Now, let's move on. Let's get into what the older people are saying. They saying we got to pray and wait on God. That's literally what they are taught. That's how we are reared. Still in 2024. Please hit the like button. It said 341 in the chat and 274 likes. Please get this. The video need to get in the algorithm. Please hit the like button. Oh, spill the tea with D. That's a cute picture. All right, girl. Mm-hmm. But look, please like the video and get it in the algorithm, because this is the stuff this is Black History Month. While they're around there showing y'all roots, making y'all further believe that you's a goddamn slave. What you need to be doing is getting this education that's going to affect you today. That's a good point, darling Nikki. Why are Black people the only people that have to wait and pray? And why do every other race get to enjoy their so-called heaven on earth while they're alive, but Black people have to die to get their heaven? That is exactly what I'm talking about. Still in 2024, the sentiments are exactly the same. Because guess what? You know what made me think about when that man was over there talking about we got to pray and wait on God, and then they panned the camera over to the National Guardsmen. You know what I was thinking? You think they praying and waiting on God? No, they got loaded blickies. What they waiting for? You get it? I'm just saying.
If that man had been here, we wouldn't have had no singing up here.
Who?
Wouldn't have been out.
Who?
You got nobody leads here.
Charles, that one here when we started.
I said if he hadn't
down
been here, we wouldn't have had nobody to lead. There wouldn't have been no kind of meeting at this place. If he hadn't come. But when things happen, but quite naturally, we just have to wait on time. We got to wait on time now. Got to wait.
A change is gonna come.
Oh yeah. All we got to do is
not in the midnight hour.
Have faith.
I'm sick, man. I'm tired. That's why I just went on and just hustled up the money and just say I'm just gonna do something, man. You know what I mean? I'm tired of niggas. I'm gonna say niggas, man. Well, that's what they are. Lying, meeting, you know. Gonna do this, man. You know what I'm talking about? And never do nothing. Just playing. Negroes, the planning is people I ever seen, boy. We playing too damn much, man. And never do nothing. So I'm not playing no more. So I'm just gonna go on and do it on my own, Lord, man. Man, I done been to 135 meetings. And that's all I ever did was meet, man. Did nothing else.
Really quickly, I want to respond to this slinging slasher. I just want to say, not all of us, you're right. Not all Black people in America are Africans, but if you are a so-called Black American and you can't trace your family back to Africa 3 generations from now, prior to now, then you're probably not an African. It takes 3 generations to create a new people. If they saying we got off the boat in the 1600s, I'm sorry, between 1600 and 1800, 1800s, and we in 2024, you ain't African no more, fat. So that's for anybody in the chat, because I know they taught us that, I know they taught us that in school. I know you agree with me, Hash. I was just using your comment as an example. Look, I know they taught us in school that all of us are Africans and we came from Africa. And we're going to get into it, because guess what? As long as Martin Luther King was over there saying, hey, hold hands and singing the old Negro spiritual, we shall overcome, it was good. But as soon as Martin came over there and said, y'all owe us land and we coming to get our check, it was lights out. Do you hear me? Ask yourself why. Let's get back into it.
You know? Say for instance, NAA meeting. They talk the same thing all the time. You know, it's probably good, but I don't understand. I don't see why people should meet all the time and do nothing. Okay, I got out on my bended knees, man. Took an oath.
Now he bitching about taking the oath to a secret society and nothing came out of it. He's a bum. He's what you would call back in these days, this man right here, he's what you would call back in these days a 2-time hustler. He's the nigga who is in 2024. You know who he would be? He would be the nigga on the corner who dressed nice. You know what I'm saying? He looked like he got money, but he stayed with his mom. You get it? He's literally the type of person who look like money, but when you get to know him, you understand that he live in his mom's basement on a twin bed. That's who he is. He don't, you know what I mean? I'm fast forwarding past him because he just bitching about the organization that he took an oath for, and the man ended up taking their $20. That's what that was about. He paid to join a secret organization like the low cut Freemasons, and then the man stole his money, and then he got mad. So now he over there bitching and crying about it. He the one that came there and said, hey, would you go out there on the picket line with them kids? And even if you don't march, at least just sit out there. These kids are getting water hosed, beat by dogs. And you know what he said? If I go out there, I might die. And that don't make no sense. He not even willing to protect the women and kids of the community. He's a fucking bum.
The Bright Star Church. And all their big leaders and things came down from all over the state. And they tried to get the people to get up and march that night.
Freedom Democratic Party is committed to do what you want to do. We feel you've been disgraced here. After getting the whole world to believe that the black people in Mississippi and Natchez were going to move on Thursday, nothing happened.
I don't want to march on this accord. I'm not afraid to march. And I've never marched. But if a man or woman, really, I am a woman, and if a man or woman hits me, I'm going to hit him back. And so I don't want to get in there. Since it's nonviolent, I don't want to get in there and upset, your plans that you have before you. Now, that's real. I'm not afraid to march. But if he hold my hand, if he stand in front of me, I'm going to spit on him. I'm not afraid of it.
You blame you. You might be the next one. You. And the pitiful thing is, it's not up to you to decide. So if you want to, see, Bill left out one form of demonstration. He talked about picketing. He talked about staying here after 10 o'clock. He talked about marching. He talked about sitting in. And he talked about the kind of demonstration that you have been doing for years. That's the kind of demonstration by being quiet and doing nothing. You're demonstrating like you're demonstrating in the opposite fashion from the rest of it.
The people walking out of the church, because this so-called pastor is getting up here saying you don't have to do anything. Remember, the preachers and the pastors, they're all in it too. They get paid to do just what he's doing. They get paid to keep you stupid and docile. So he's over here telling these folk, hey, you could just sit here and be peaceful. You don't have to go do this, that, and the third. And the people are so fed up, they walking out of the church.
I pick up the rest of the people who are moving, but you're demonstrating. You're being heard and you're being understood by simply being quiet and sitting back and staying in your places. The most cowardly thing I have ever heard is for someone to say, I would go with y'all, but I ain't nonviolent.
It's downright pitiful. The man is in critical condition, and people have walked out. Everybody's in a big hurry to go home. And I was sitting there thinking about my child is at home. He burned his leg. I need to be there too. See, that's where we can all go back and think of things we need to be doing,
This is very important, and then we're going to move on to MLK. Listen to me. We've already established that the pastor is up there trying to get them to be non-violent. Let me, because I got to make this clear, because this is literally what happens on a day-to-day basis here in 2024. The pastor is already an op. He's an op. He's not here for you. He's an op. He gets paid to be an op, to mislead you, keep you stupid and docile. So he's up there saying, y'all could just sit here and be quiet. And the people are so enraged because they tired of being quiet. We've been being quiet for all these years. Nothing is changing. We need to do something. So certain people are walking out of the church. The lady, this is what happens every day. It grinds my gears on social media. Because they will take something that's false and equate it to a real situation and present it to you as if it's real. Now, this lady get up here talking about, I think it's wrong that all of these people walking out of the church when I could be at home with my child burned his leg. That has nothing to do with the fact that you start in the middle. Let's start at the beginning. The beginning is them people is tired of sitting there peacefully protesting, waiting. They're ready to go do something. Okay? But this lady right here is over there saying, oh, no. See, that's the problem. Y'all got me over here and I could be at home with my child. Well, ma'am, why aren't you there? Why aren't you there? There go abundance. There go. That's literally what it is. Right is wrong and wrong is right. I'm going to give you an example for just 1 second. Just 1 second. And this don't have nothing to do with this, but it's an example. Listen to me. The girl, Risa, Meg the Stallion, Rihanna, all of these people have something in common. They have all been done wrong by the hands of a man, a black man to be exact. Women in real life who are not celebrities have real issues and real stories that they can tell you and talk to you about with their black men. So what do these people in these positions do? They weaponize your real true story to fit their narrative. That's what this lady is doing. So what they do is they'll say, so he shot me. Yes, Tory shot me, and black women lost their mind, not because they know it's true or not, but because they can relate, because they've been abused by black men in wooty wooty wham wham. You get it? That's exactly what they do in social media today. This lady is doing the exact same thing. I'm a mother. I could be home with my kids. You ain't the only mother in there, ma'am. Ain't nobody asked you to come out here. And if you're going to come out here and just sit quietly, you should have brought your baby with you. But you're going to try to browbeat the people who ready to actually do something. It's still happening in 2024. You want to browbeat the people who are actually trying to do something into feeling guilty. Remember I told y'all about the shaming tactics? Feeling guilty because they ready to move and you still want to sit down with your legs crossed. It's insanity at this point. Let's finish this out.
But I am concerned, people. I am really concerned. And that's the reason I'm here tonight. I'm from Issaquah County, the smallest county, I think, in the state. But people, I came here with such, folks done got, he has National Guards out everywhere, police running around everywhere, and people sitting up just ain't, look like they ain't concerned. It's pitiful. And I'm just full, Because right now, all of us this church needs to be packed. We should move. When 10 o'clock comes, people should be talking about anything they want to talk about. People not here, not even ministering what I'm talking about. But I still want to do it. Because I am concerned about what have happened to us black people. And we sit up and holler, yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am. I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired of it.
Well, do something about it.
I'm tired of people telling me that this here is curfew, and I don't know nothing about it. Somebody else setting a mail. Now, we can't even draw a piece of paper and take it up there to them. No, they tell you, go home, niggas, and shut up. See, and I get madder and madder. And I don't understand it. See, you're right. You ain't qualified to go up there because you ain't mad enough. I don't know. Don't nobody, ain't no telling you that folks say, ain't no telling what I might do. What, it ain't? It ain't no telling what all of us might do. But at least get up, people, and try.
That's really the end of this. There's really not much left to go. Remember, like I told you, the name of this documentary is on Hezekiah News on YouTube. It's called 1965 Special Report, The Southern Negro. If you want to find it, go in the search button either on Google or on YouTube. And if you put in The Southern Negro or 1965 Special Report, it's going to pop right up. I promise you. It's a really good documentary. If you're into documentaries, I personally love them. So it really works out for me. But if you're not into documentaries and you just want to hear it over here, by all means, come over here. But the actual source is Hezekiah News on YouTube. Okay? Now, why is this documentary important? Martin Luther the King, as we call him over here at the dollhouse, Mike, because you know his name wasn't Martin, it was Michael, right? You might not have known that, so I'm going to just tell you. His name was Michael, it wasn't Martin. He was he was damn near created in a lab. His paw, in my opinion, was probably what I believe to be one of the Boule. And just like any secret society or any organizations, including politics, you groom your children. You see what I'm saying? You groom your children to repeat or to act in a certain way. So Mike's father was a pastor of a church, and he groomed Mike to be that as well. I'm talking about Martin Luther King, if you don't know who I'm talking about. Now, when he did that, he was also given to the people the powers that be, or let's just be clear, the president, you know, he worked directly for the president, Lyndon B. Johnson. Martin Luther King worked directly for the president. That's not alleged. That's what it was. And I'm about to show you in video proof. Malcolm X was the person who brought this out during a speech that he gave. And he not only talked about Martin Luther King, he talked about the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. Yes, they are all Divine Nine. Now, I find it to be funny. Let's talk network. I find it to be funny that Mike Martin was an alpha. The first Divine Nine organization ever was. Remember, I told you guys the Skull and Bones was the blueprint of five side, or not Omega side, five side shit. I'm going to get it because I don't want to lie. I'm going to get the name of the fraternity. I'm getting confused with all these damn fraternities. Hold on. I'm going to get it. I'm about to show you right now because we need to be clear on this when we go into this. Peep this. We'll come back to that. We need to see this. Peep this. Sigma Pi Phi. That's what it is. Sigma Pi Phi. I'm going to show you. You guys, are y'all familiar with the Skull and Bones? Are you guys familiar with the Skull and Bones? Let me make this bigger so you can see it. The Skull and Bones is the clear group, which they probably hijacked another black group. The Skull and Bones was a clear group of secret organization, and there were black men who wanted to join. And the clear people said, hell no. So then they created their own Phi Sigma Pi. No, this is the clear group. This is the clear group. Founding fathers, Phi Sigma Pi. This is the clear man, the Alpha. Look, Alpha 1, Alpha 2, Alpha 3, and so on and so forth. Alpha. Alpha is also the first fraternity or the first organization inside of the Divine Nine. Right? The Negroes turned around and recreated it and called it Sigma Pi Phi. You get it? Look at all these Negroes right here. They were prominent people in the community. They were doctors. They were lawyers. These are the Boule. These are the founders of the Boule. From Sigma Pi Phi comes the Divine Nine organization. And the very first organization inside of the Divine Nine is Alpha. Alpha Phi Alpha. Why is that important? Look what they name all of their people in the Skull and Bones, in the clear people. Alpha 1, Alpha 2, Alpha 3, so on and so forth. You get it? So look, this is the Skull and Bones clear people. This is their organization. Negroes wanted to be a part. They told them to kick rocks with sandals on. And then they created their own. Sigma Pi Phi. The clear people were Phi Sigma Pi. All they did was switch the names around. Sigma Pi Phi. The first group in the Divine Nine organization is the Alpha Phi Alpha. It would make sense when you model your whole shit behind a secret organization of clear devils. Okay? This is very important. Martin Luther King, aka Mike, was a member of Alpha Phi Alpha. Martin Luther King, and we're going to get into it on this documentary, was already coined and noticed to be one of the most powerful black men at that time. He was more powerful than Malcolm because they were able to slander his name. But at this time, Martin Luther King was the most powerful black man at that time. If you believe in coincidences, it's just a coincidence that his father's a preacher. It's just a coincidence that his father got him into ministry. It's just a coincidence that his father got him into the whole organization dealing with the doggone, with the clear people, the president, Lyndon B. Johnson. It's also just a coincidence that he was a member of Alpha Phi Alpha. Alpha is the first. Alpha is the first. He was the most powerful man at the time. I want to say at the time in all time. He had the if he told the people to shut the fuck up, they shut the fuck up. But if he wanted to tell the people to get up and fight, what you thought they was gonna do? Keep this in mind. So now, boom. I get this documentary in my DM on Facebook. If y'all want to send me content, I normally don't particularly like to get other YouTube videos because I find on YouTube people be lying. But if it's a documentary, I'm here for it. So don't send me what they said, please. I'm begging you. I don't care. When people be sending me other people's videos, I never click on it. I'm just being honest because I don't care what they said. I need to see it from the horse's mouth. Okay? So now, boom. Shout out to, like I said, my bookie who sent me on Facebook this documentary. On this documentary, they're talking about the final days of Martin, Mike, Luther King. Now, this is what's crazy about Mike, right? Mike, you would think, hold on, let me go back here. Mike, most people didn't even realize because he camouflaged in the church. Didn't I tell y'all how did they control the people down there at the NAACP? I mean, not the NAACP, at them riots. Through what? The church. Everything is done through the what? Church. So Mike, he gave the I Have a Dream speech. Everybody went home free at last. Thank God Almighty, we free at last. Wooty, wham, wham. You know what I'm saying? But the gag was Mike realized, hold up, I've led my people into a burning bush. I fear, this is his words, I've led my people into a burning bush. I think buyer's remorse started to set in because Mike, where was your antennas when you were selling us down the road, talking about nonviolence? But I will give you this. I will give Mike this. At least he made an attempt to make it right, but it was too late. Okay? So now the name of this documentary is King in the Wilderness, the last years of Martin Luther King Jr.'s life. Let me say this, y'all. Martin was fine as long as he was around there fighting for us to hold hands and singing the old Negro spiritual with the clear people. But the moment he started to go for economic rights, land, property, money, the government had to get him up out of here. Okay? Not only that, he was also willing and ready to galvanize with people of all the communities. There's only one other leader who was willing and ready and did galvanize with people of all communities. I'm talking about the Clears, the Clear Latinos, all the milk communities. If they felt like they were oppressed, he was the only one who was able to do that. Do you guys know who it is? I'm going to give y'all a second to see if anybody know who it is. There was only one other leader in the Black community that was able to galvanize not just Negroes, but everybody. There you go, Meek. Meek, you be on it, girl. Meek be on it. Do you hear me? Fred Hampton. See, when people of all colors and races and creeds realize we all getting played, see, I'm a firm believer of separate but equal. I don't feel like we need to have to hang under them. And I feel like if they don't want us hanging under them, I don't think we should. But I believe we should be equal. I believe we should get an equal playing field. And Martin, also Fred Hampton, believed that as well. So they were starting and were able to galvanize people of all races, cultures, and creeds to go get these economic rights. Because that's what Fred Hampton was doing. I want my economic rights. Fuck all that ugly ass shit, singing and dancing. I don't care about none of that. I want to be treated. That name you call first class citizen. I want to make that a reality. Right? Keep that in mind. Let's go to the first timestamp. So at this timestamp, we're going to have Martin Luther King, aka Mike, on the phone with his boss, Lyndon B. Johnson giving him updates because the boss always called Mike to see what the fuck was going on because I paid you to carry your ass down there and calm these niggas down, okay? I paid for you to go down there and calm these niggas down. I need an update. This is where we at. Let me share my screen. Oh, I took notes today. Oh, yes, ma'am. Oh, yes, I did. I sure did.
Employment opportunities and police brutality were in the urban areas, and they responded with whatever weapons they could find.
The president during the riots was just depressed. About a week before, Johnson had signed the Voting Rights Act. Tells me this is the most important piece of legislation I'll pass, even more important than the '64 Civil Rights Act. He's virtually carried out of the room on shoulders. And then we start the massive rioting in Watts. So he
pay very close attention to these photos. Pay very, very close attention to the faces in these photos. See, they make you believe that they up there advocating on your behalf. They getting paid, fat.
tells me, call Dr. King.
Hello? Yes, Dr. King. Yes, well, we're in a difficult situation here. How do you see it? Well, I'll tell you, Mr. President, I'm talking with people in the Watts area. I'm fearful that it's something is done to give a new sense of hope to people in that area that a full-scale race war can be done.
You get that? He said, what's going on, Mike? Mike said, well, shit, I've been around here talking to these people, and if y'all don't do something, these folks about to tear this shit up. They're about to burn this bitch down, Mr. President. Fuck. You know what I'm saying? I tried. I can't do nothing. Tanya, all of them was, if you ask me. I don't know, though. But he couldn't be for the people if he was doing what he was doing. So, look, when they signed that act into play, that was the, look, let me just let it play.
Biggest part of my life for the last 4 years on civil rights bills, but all of it comes to naught if you have a situation like war in the world or a situation in Los Angeles.
Yeah. All of this was happening about the same time that the war in Vietnam heated up. And the president was in the midst of a very...
It's very important. Remember, I told y'all, be very mindful of clear people infiltrating your movement. The clear people are going to be the ones who take Martin off his take him off the trail of focusing on economic rights for people of all races. They were the ones who told him, hey, Martin, look over here. What about the Vietnam War? They know he was a so-called peaceful man. So, of course, he's going to say his little 1, 2, yin, yin, yin. Now, this is very important. This man is over here saying, at the time, the Vietnam War was something that was going on. It was active. They were drafting motherfuckers. It was a time. You see what I'm saying?
Heavy burden, both with war and domestically.
I want peace as much as you do, and more so, because I'm a fellow that had to wake up this morning with 50 Marines killed. But these folks, they all got the impression, too, that you're against me in Vietnam. I've said this, Mr. President. I am concerned about peace.
Dr. King made the decision in '65 that he had to be against the war.
Let me say this as well. We can move to the next timestamp. Listen to me. Listen to me. Your boss calls you and say that the people around here telling me that you is around here against me in the war in Vietnam. Mike is over there telling Mr. President, well, sir, I ain't gonna lie. I said whatever they said, I said that shit because you know I'm here for peace. I ain't here for the bullshit. But this is the thing. I give y'all this analogy all the time. When you catch a flight and they give the briefing on how to use life jackets, what to do in case the plane goes down in water, what is the first thing they tell you to do? Put your vest on first and then help your neighbor. You cannot help the neighbor put theirs on if yours not on first. Martin was on a roll, getting ready he was fastening his belts on his vest, and then some clear person came and said, hey, but Mike, what about the war? Oh, yeah, and diverted his attention completely away. This is going to cause strife between Mike and his boss. You get what I'm saying? Now let's move on. This next timestamp, the Negroes have had enough. Think about this documentary I just showed y'all. Y'all saw how the people in Mississippi was getting frustrated because they wanted to go do something about it. In this portion of the documentary, the Negroes saying, I don't care about none of that ugly ass shit. I'm ready to go tear some shit down. You see what I'm saying? Watch these people tell them, y'all can get the hell up out of here. Watch. This the Negroes. This the one thing I'll give California. When it comes to a riot, y'all should be the blueprint because they ain't give a fuck. Watch these people though.
And we got enough coal to get all of the furnaces to work. We call the movement in Chicago the movement to end slums. And it plunged us into several issues. One was the area of poor housing. The other was the area of quality education and also unemployment.
I feel like we know more about our problem than Dr. King because we live here.
What would you suggest that he do, Reverend Mitchell?
I would suggest when it comes down to our city, he should get the hell out of here.
Boom. Remember I told y'all about the grassroots project that was happening in Mississippi? Remember the lady said they done came in and hijacked it and they just like the white people. Now we can't do nothing until they say it. This reverend saying the exact same thing. We know more about our issues than Martin Luther King. Mike need to get the fuck on. We don't need him here. Let us do us. And if we're going to burn this bitch down, we're going to burn it down. But let us make that decision. We don't need Mike over here with that ugly ass shit. But this is the problem. Mike was paid to be there, Rev. That was his job. He was literally paid to do just that. Come in there and hijack your shit and fuck it up. Peep it again.
Quality education and also unemployment.
I feel like we know more about our problem than Dr. King because we live here.
What would you suggest that he do, Reverend Mitchell?
I would suggest when it comes down to our city, he should get the hell out of here.
So first we ran into stiff black resistance. We never met that in Montgomery and Birmingham or Selma before. That was different.
Wait. You see that goddamn Judas? Jesse Jackson? If hell is really on fire, that bitch gonna burn on double oven. Do you hear me? You see that Judas, that Jesse Jackson, that slick-haired Negro? If hell is really a place of fire, that nigga gonna burn on double oven. Do you hear me?
The ministers were part of the patronage system. Mayor Daley's patronage system was one where people's jobs were handed out based on the number of votes that they could produce. They called it the Daley machine.
Martin had anxiety because, as he put it, we don't want to flunk. We don't want to fail in our projects.
We met regularly with Mayor Daley and we disagreed because we were challenging the way Chicago was structured.
I think we're beginning to...
Sir, that wasn't your place, sir. You're not from here. That's like me, and this is going to be evident too when we get into Stokely Carmichael. That's like me going up to New York in the South Jamaica, Queens. Real talk. Get me up here. I want y'all to understand how stupid this is. That is literally like me going up to South Jamaica, Queens, New York right now. And whatever, I don't know if Jamaicans stay up there, but I'm going to just say Jamaicans stay up there. That's why they call it South Jamaica. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, New York. It's too many of y'all anyway to even be offended. It's too many of y'all. We don't know. But anyway, look. That's like me as a Black American carrying my ass up to New York and South Jamaica, Queens, trying to fight for whatever inequalities that them people got up there. I don't know what the fuck going on. I don't live there. I just got on the plane and came up there. And every Jamaican would have every right to look at me and say, Voodoo, if you don't sit your pie face ass down, bitch, you ain't here. You wasn't here. Bitch, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. Go sit your ugly ass down. You know what I would have to say? You right. You right. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention. Tanya says, just saying, when Jesse Jackson created the Rainbow Coalition, I was his security. Yeah, he one of the other reasons why Negroes think, we all the same. We the only ones think we all the same. But yeah. Mm-hmm. Like the video if you haven't already, you guys. This is very important information.
crystallize some of the problems and understand what we might do to begin to make some changes.
Does it mean demonstrations too, possibly?
Oh, that's the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. That's the 6 niggas Malcolm X said that the president gave them, he said $700 up front for them to split 6 ways. Let me go get it so we can get names to these faces now, or faces to these names. Let me go get it. So this is why I love and adore Brother Malcolm. So Brother Malcolm, when he exposed, and I did this on my my live a few weeks ago. I want to get pictures so y'all can see. Listen to me. When Brother Malcolm exposed these Negroes on my live a few weeks ago, well, he did it in the 60s before he was unfortunately unalive. But he said that the government literally took money and paid the Southern Christian Leadership Conference to go down and to calm the Negroes down whenever they wanted to get out of pocket. That's what he said. He said the president gave them $600,000 to split 6 ways up front, and if they were to get the job done, they got another $750 on the back end. That was their payment. He also said, if Martin wants to get up here and lie and say that I'm lying, I challenge him to come on any platform and say that I'm a lie. That's what he said. And all I know is coincidence, maybe, but we ain't seen that nigga debunk Malcolm since. We ain't never seen him say nothing. That's why it's always funny to me that we get to see Malcolm and Martin have a movie coming out on Hulu or Netflix or whatever the hell it is. They were never friends. They were friendly, maybe the last, possible year, but they wasn't friends. So how the fuck they get a whole movie out of a 6-month worth of friendship that we ain't really even friends? Y'all got to be strong. Y'all got to be strong. That's what I'm saying. Let me show y'all these niggas. They ain't number some old boule niggas. They always D9. They always D9, one number a bunch of boulets. But these your niggas. You know what I'm saying? Here they go. Oh, I could just share this tab instead. Hold on. Look. I'm going to make it bigger so you guys can see it. Do y'all see these Negroes? Here are your members of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. Right? These were the people who were the liaison between the people at home and the government. Malcolm said that they were supposed to split this money 6 ways. They would get a portion up front, and if they were successful, they would get the back end money. You get it? Let me see. This might be a better picture. No. But these are who we looking at. Look at Martin in the middle, the alpha. Remember I told y'all about the alpha? Look at Martin in the middle, the alpha. Let's get back to the documentary. Keep this in mind. Now we go into a position or to a point where now we're talking about, now we're going to get into the March on Selma. Do you guys know how the March on Selma started? I'm going to tell you. Do y'all remember the black man who marched on his own with nobody around? Nobody knew the hell he was marching. And all of a sudden, allegedly, he ends up getting popped in the head by a white man, by a clear man. And all of a sudden, coincidentally, it makes national news. And then Mike, aka Martin Luther King, decided to divert his attention down there to where the man was popped upside the head. And now we have the March on Selma. That's literally how that happened. We're going to go into it right now. Now, this is the gag. This documentary don't tell you this. It show it to you, but it don't tell you this. That's why deductive reasoning and I'm telling y'all now, put your thinking caps on. This is deep. Put your thinking caps on. This is deep. Let's get into it.
Yes, it would mean demonstrations, but I think just when it would mean demonstrations, we wouldn't be able to say.
At the same time, we were still being pulled back to the South, and James Meredith decided to have a march in Mississippi.
That's his name, James Meredith. Some random black man out of nowhere popped out of the sky and decided he was going to walk state to state to do voting rights. And he got popped going across or trying to get across the Selma Bridge. And boom, there you got the March on Selma. It's all, like somebody just said in the chat, Vita's daughter, propaganda.
When James Meredith, the Negro who desegregated the University of Mississippi, started the march, only 3 friends walked with him.
The purest way to power.
Oh, and look, SNCC coming in too. They wasn't shit. Oh, yeah. We gonna unlearn some shit in Black History Month. SNCC coming in too. They wasn't shit. Stokely Carmichael, he wasn't shit. He the reason we calling ourselves Black today. Stand by. Oh, yeah. All of them niggas went. If they was on the front line in a positive light, they wasn't shit. I'm telling you.
It's through the vote. And it's for this reason that I have decided to use all of my spare time trying to encourage Negroes to register and vote. And that is the purpose of this march today.
Mississippi wanted black folk to leave. They didn't want them to be there to vote. They were trying to starve them out. They were pushing people off the land, wanted them to go north. And the violence continued.
James Meredith's march was a march against fear. We had seen people in Mississippi getting killed for trying to register to vote because they didn't want them to have power. So he was trying to empower African Americans to not be fearful of all the threats.
If I can walk through Mississippi without harm, Meredith told reporters, other Negroes will see that they can too.
At that time.
How did the reporters get there? If this one man decided out of the random blue sky, me and 2 of my friends, we just gonna march from Mississippi to goddamn Selma. How in the mother F did the press get there? Who called the paparazzi? Who called the press? Because I'm pretty sure if a black man had the power at the time to just pick up the phone and say, hey, come do an interview, I'm marching on from Mississippi to Selma, I think the clear press would be like, nigga, go lay down. But how, like I said, coincidence, if y'all want to believe in coincidence, but who called the clear man? Who called the press? How did they know James Meredith was marching from Mississippi to Selma? Ask yourself that.
Me and Stokely Carmichael were officers of SNCC, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. And someone came along and told us that James Meredith.
I don't mean to keep stopping it, but this is what I want to tell y'all. Remember, I gave you the analogy. If I come up to South Jamaica, Queens, and try to be the forefront of black Jamaicans up there, you know what I'm saying? And try to hijack their movement. And they say, voodoo, go sit your stupid ugly ass down. You don't know what the fuck going on. My question to the Negroes in the South is, Stokely Carmichael ain't even nigga. Oh, he black, but he ain't nigga. This nigga come carry his hightail his big long daddy long legs ass down from New York to the mother effing South to be the forefront of a Southern non-violent committee, SNCC, whatever they want to call themselves. Nigga, you don't know what the fuck going on down here. You ain't even one of us. How this nigga get down there? Go ahead on, Stokely.
Had been shot.
I'm hit in the leg and in the head. Ain't nobody gonna get me in the car. Here it comes right now, Jimmy.
The Meredith March wasn't on anybody's agenda. He didn't consult with anybody. But with the shooting of Meredith, Dr. King and civil rights leaders rallied around that.
This march that we are continuing, started by James Meredith, I am convinced will have as greater impact, or probably a greater impact, than the march from Selma to Montgomery.
That statement is an oxymoron. He Guyanese, he American. He's either one or the other. He can be a Guyanese American, but he ain't nigga. That's why I use the word like I use it. Because see, that's a clear distinction. See, nigga, Negro, those are clear distinction. They didn't refer to Africans as Negroes. They didn't refer to Jamaicans as niggas. None of that. That is a clear distinction. He could be Guyanese American. He could be Trinidadian American. He could be Jamaican American, but he ain't nigga. That's the part. That's the part. See, we got to be able to understand that there's a difference. Stokely ain't nigga, and he ain't from the South. Who called you, bruh? Who asked you? Who called for you? I'm pretty sure ain't a nigga down south that we got to get Stokely down here. We got to get Stokely. Niggas didn't even know this nigga. Where did he come from? Why is he here, Ike?
Montgomery.
And can still be shot down on the highways in Mississippi, peacefully walking. That march needs to be big. Thank you very much, gentlemen. No more questions.
Martin felt we could not ignore what was happening in Mississippi. So we had to divide what we were doing in Chicago. And so we had a Mississippi march
Martin got his
and a
orders.
Chicago movement.
They left, Dad. Let me go home.
From the moment that the civil rights leaders rushed in to continue James Meredith's march, there's been a struggle to see whose philosophy would guide the steps. The philosophical struggle deepened as the march column moved deeper into Mississippi. The voice of Stokely Carmichael, young leader of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, spoke louder and louder. At Greenwood, he sounded the march's new rallying call.
It's time we stand up and take over. We want black power. We want black power. We want black power.
Him and Martin did not agree on that. We about to get into it. See, now we getting into the part where he has just now coined the phrase black. Before that, we were Negro. We were not black. To be called black was a derogatory term. Here comes Stokely with his daddy long legs looking ass from New York down to Mississippi, telling everybody we want black power. And guess how they further cemented the idea that now you are black? Guess how? Remember I told you all of these folks is puppets, right? Remember I told you that? Who was the artist that came out with a song implementing the term black? Who? I'm going to see if somebody can get it. Who was the artist that came out around this time with the song implementing that we are now black? I don't want to give it away by asking it differently. Because if I give it away, there go Leah. There go Leah. There go Leah. Hold on. I got to go get it. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Remember in the church when the people was over there saying we supposed to wait on God, pray on it, wait on God, pray on it. Remember? How many songs in the church tell you to follow the Lord and wait on the Lord? How many churches? See, music further implements the ideas. So what did the government do? James Brown, get your perm wearing ass over here. Get up here and tell these folks they black. Okay, massa, I sure will. And then here he comes. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Stokely started it. James Brown finished it. Are we tracking? This is very important for you to know. This is extremely important for you to know. Please be aware of what you're looking at, because most people not catching this type of shit because they so in awe and enamored by the person. Start thinking about what the fuck they gotta tell you the truth. They just gotta present it in a way where it confuses you. They telling you right here.
In SNCC, we saw a changing movement tactically. Our focus was on empowering communities,
We don't have to be ashamed of it.
not only politically, but in terms of culture and identity.
What do you want? That's what we gonna get.
What they were basically saying.
You heard that call and response? What do you want? Black power. That's what we gonna get. Umar Johnson do it all the time. Don't he repeat the same thing 3-4 times? I love me a good butter pecan brown queen. Let me say that again. I love me a good butter pecan brown queen. Let me say it again. Queens forever, snow bunnies never. Let me say it one more time. Queens forever, snow bunnies never. He's doing that to get your subconscious to understand, overstand, and understand, like he said, that, hey, you don't want to do this. Because see, your subconscious rules your conscious. You know that, right? So him, Stokely Carmichael, with this call and response, what do you want? Black power. What do you want? Black power. What do you want? Black power. And that's what you're going to get. Let's put the nail in the coffin. James Brown, get your ugly ass up here. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Everybody got their bushes and all of that. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. And now that's why we today are called Black Americans. Stay strong and stay with me, people. Matter of fact, let me just play the little thing, the little 1, 2, yin, yin, yin. Because I think just in case y'all not really here yet, let me go ahead on and remind y'all what I need y'all to do.
Wake up! Please, wake up.
I mean, but let's move on. Now, we got Stokely introducing the term black. Before that, we were Negroes. The elders are not going to like that. Martin Luther King is even going to say it. That is a derogatory term. Watch this. Watch this. But watch how after that, he's going to jump right on board. Watch this.
Is that Black people needed to appreciate Black. And it wasn't a color, it was a culture. When I was growing up, to call a person of color Black was considered derogatory. Those were fighting words. But there was a term that was used as well during that period, white power.
Stokely Carmichael gets control of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, and he purges the organization of all white people. He said, you go back and work in your community. We want to have total control. The ripple throughout the movement.
I will never forget Dr. King's face when Black Power first began to emerge. Mm-hmm. He looked like the most stricken man.
We must never forget, there are some white people in the United States just as determined to see us free as we are to be free ourselves.
We were taught that there were good people and bad people, and we never viewed this as black against white. We're taught that racism was a sickness, and you don't get mad with sick people. They just don't know any better. They've been taught that they are better than you.
What do you mean when you shout black power to these people back here?
I mean that they are oppressed because they are Black, and their rallying cry must be Black power, so that they can use that to ensure justice for themselves.
Martin's very uncomfortable, but he knows that he has to be there to support the courage of Stokely Carmichael without supporting the message or the form of the message. Dr. King was not opposed to power, but to elevate so-called Black power over white power would break that which he was seeking to build.
Pay attention. Words mean everything. Martin didn't like the word black, but he damn sure didn't like it over white. Why? Because the nigga loved clear people. He swam in whole milk on a daily freaking basis. Coretta was she was a stage wife. Them children, yeah, they had them. They was really theirs, but they were not together for real. She was a stage wife. Jackie Kennedy, a staged wife. All of your politicians, Michelle Obama, a staged wife. Them people got real lives outside of that ugly ass shit y'all see on the news. So now, boom, Martin Luther King is finishing the march on Selma where old boy got popped upside the head, but he got a march on side of Stokely Carmichael, who's the wrench, the monkey wrench, no pun intended, thrown in the plan because he's got one agenda, and I'm pretty sure, allegedly, the government has Stokely Carmichael doing something completely different, yet it's the same puppet master at the top pulling the strings. So he really don't like the term black, but he just gonna have to take a lick on it. But what my thing is to you, Martin, who's telling you you gotta accept it? Your boss. That's who it is. Your boss is over here telling you, shut the fuck up. Let him roll. Let him cook. And guess what? Right after that, Martin is going to adopt the term black as well, even though he got on here and was very vocal about how he didn't like the term black. He's going to adopt that term first. I mean, again, that's why I always say, when I say black Americans, I always say so-called, because we ain't black. My shirt is black. Show me a nigga on earth this color and I will give you my house. I will sign over the deed to you right now. We ain't black. My shirt is black. Black is the absence of color. Oh, can we talk? What we doing? We talking? We talking?
Coalition among white and black people.
I feel that while believing firmly that power is necessary, that it would be difficult for me to use the phrase black power because of the connotative meaning that it has for many people and the feeling that this may represent a desire to rise from a position of disadvantage to one of advantage, thereby subverting justice. On the other hand,
some of the people on the march were intimidated by the whole effort of black power.
Nikki, that's a great question. Nikki says, Voodoo, what are we? We are the original indigenous copper-colored people of this nation, of America. Put your skin tone next to a penny, and I guarantee you, you look more adjacent to that penny than any hue of black. And black only come in one hue. You get it? We are the indigenous. We ain't Native American. That's them $5 footlongs. We are the indigenous people, the indigenous copper-colored people of this land that they call America. That's exactly who we are. They used to call it Turtle Island. They done changed it to America since the clear colonizers done came. But that's who we are. That's why ain't no African gonna sit up there and tell y'all we all the same. See, they tell us and the Africans the same. Ain't no African gonna tell y'all we the same. Get into it. Get into it with them. Watch how quick they turn around and say, that's why y'all was eating slave and dragging slave food and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But if you want to be an African, happy dashiki, sister, brother, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling y'all the truth. Do with it as you will. Do your own research. Don't listen to nothing I say. Do your own research. But don't call us Native American. That's the $5 footlong. Let me show you what a Native American look like. Because see, we got to be real cautious with that. Let me show you what a Native American look like. Let me show you what a Native American look like. I call them $5 footlongs. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. Here is a Native American. There's not a person in this chat look like any of these folk. You ain't no Native American. You ain't no Native American. Ain't nothing Native American about you because you ain't a native to the term America, period. Because you was here before the term America even come about. Let's get back into the scholarship. Don't let them people tell you what you is. If you listen, this how sick as a nation we are. We got to rely on them to tell us who the hell we are. That's big. That's big. But we got to get past that and we got to start figuring out what the fuck going on ourselves. Let's get into it.
They must ask themselves why they are afraid of the word black and why they're afraid of the phrase black power. And
As long as we were talking about nonviolence and all that kind of thing, everybody felt comfortable.
Do you think you're really afraid of it or just feel that it's not a good thing?
Anytime when we talk about black people having power, the assumption is that black people want to be violent against white people.
Mr. Carmichael, are you as committed to the nonviolent approach as Dr. King is?
No, I'm not.
Why aren't you?
Well, I just don't see it as a way of life. I never have. I grew up in the slums of New York, and I learned there that the only way that one survived was to use his fists. I realized
when Stokely became chairman of SNCC, he had a different approach.
And for me, it's always been a tactic and never a way of life.
He believed in self-defense.
Could you comment on that, Dr. King?
the Negro has an opportunity to inject morality in the veins of our civilization. And for this reason, I will continue to preach nonviolence. I will continue.
Martin was an amazingly tolerant, understanding father figure for all of us. He understood Stokely's frustrations, and he never took it personally. I think Dr. King never forgot that we were all on the same side. He didn't have any enemies.
What I remember was the listening, the patience. He was always there. To say I don't go there, but I want to really understand why you go there. But that was the first real breach in the nonviolence commitment.
Boom. You can't tell me, you cannot tell me that when Stokely Carmichael bought his Slim Jim ass down there with that ugly ass shit, you cannot tell me that Mike, aka Martin Luther the King, whenever he wasn't in front of them cameras, he didn't go inside somebody's house, inside of somebody's room and say, this an old bitch ass nigga. Where this nigga came from? I know niggas. I don't give a damn what front they put on. I don't give a good goddamn what's going on. You cannot tell me that when Stokely Carmichael and they wasn't in front of them damn cameras, Mike didn't go behind somebody's closed doors and say, I can't stand this bitch ass nigga. Where this nigga come from? This nigga fucking up the game. I'm finally getting these niggas on the nonviolent shit. He hollering nonviolence, the committee for nonviolence, but that nigga around here talking about rebellion and black power and shit. You can't tell me he wasn't saying no shit like that. I know he was. But that's how the government do. Pit us against each other so that it keeps us divided. You don't think that them people had his big nasty ass come down there and do what he did? That nigga ain't even nigga. He black, but he ain't nigga. What interest of the black people in the South do you have? You don't even live in the South. You're not from the South. You from New York. Why is you here, Ike? Why is you here? Y'all got to be strong. You get it? Y'all got to be strong. Let's move on. So now we going to the Vietnam, right? Now we going to the Vietnam War. Now around this time, Mike is being distracted and pulled off his pendulum to go carry his ass down there worried about the Vietnam War. Now don't get me wrong, Negroes went to the war too. I get it. And Mike had his reservations about the war, but it wasn't his top priority on the list of things to do. That was not his top priority on a list of things to do. But guess what? It was a clear person. Bad enough. He battling on the underground with Stokely Carmichael with his duck ass. Now you got clear people inside the movement literally saying, well, Martin, what about the Vietnam War? I know you're against that. They done damn near convinced this nigga to go down there and say something that was going to ultimately get him popped upside the head. Peep this. Peep this.
That summer of '66 did feel like a very turbulent time.
We must avoid the error of building a distrust with all white people.
There was some question about whether it was appropriate for white people to stay working with the movement. And I remember one of my black friends saying to me, we need to know we can do this ourselves. And in the middle of all that was the rising of the Vietnam War. Many of the staff who were very strongly opposed to the war were trying to get Dr. King to speak out against it.
Martin was now being pulled back into the war issue by the student left. And so you had almost three things coming together in Chicago, pulling the same leadership in different directions.
This day, we must decide that our votes will determine who will be the mayor of Chicago next year.
Mayor Daley was very upset about what was going on here. And he was in touch with Lyndon Johnson and said, get this Martin Luther King off my back.
How are you, my friend? Oh, good. How are you, Mr. President? What shape have you got King in? Is he about ready to get out? Well, I don't think so. I think we've gone a long way with a good doctor, Mr. President. He's not your friend. He's against Vietnam. He's a goddamn faker.
Do you think that you got in pretty good shape, Chicago?
Well, as good as they can be.
The area that the movement insisted on.
The mayor of Chicago called the president up personally. And the president said, how's my nigga doing? You know what I'm saying? And then the mayor said, well, not as good as you think. He really not your partner for real. Let's be honest. The nigga really not your friend. The nigga is a faker. He down here telling everybody that he against the war in Vietnam. And inadvertently, that means he against you. So I don't know if you really think y'all cool for real, but that ain't your boy. That ain't your little partner. That's literally what the mayor called him up and said. Yeah, I get it. You say y'all cool, but he don't fuck with you for real. That nigga down here dragging for you talking about the war in Vietnam. And who you think the president gonna believe? Martin Mike Luther King or the clear mayor of Chicago?
On getting into was open housing.
What is the makeup of the community here? What would be the reaction of the community to a Negro family moving in?
Oh, I don't think they'd like it. They're very clannish in a way.
Chicago is probably the most segregated city I know. It's not only segregated black and white, but the Irish, the Italians, the Polish, the Jewish community, almost everybody lives in its own enclave in Chicago. And so we started marching into those ethnic neighborhoods. And we were challenging Chicago simply by marching.
I moved out of a neighborhood that was colored. Everybody that lives with the colored has to move.
Why?
Because you're not safe walking the streets at night. You cannot leave the house.
Negroes have a right to move in under the Constitution. The only thing is, what kind of a Negro?
Our marches were to the real estate offices because the real estate agents.
Now we cooking. Now we're cooking. So the black people was marching into the real estate offices of Chicago because what was happening was when black people was going to try to buy a house, the clear real estate offices was saying, we all booked, we ain't got no houses. But if a clear person come in there, how can I help you? So the black people wanting so bad, let me back up. Mike and the gang wanting so bad to be integrated because his true desire was to be with a clear woman. His true desire was to be with a clear woman, and he basically gave us his dream. That wasn't our dream, but they convinced Negroes, no, you should be able to go live amongst them folk. Ain't nothing wrong with living amongst your own kind. Bluebirds, how Charleston White said, bluebirds don't fly with pigeons, but they all birds. So now they going all the way over there. They carrying their ass down to the real estate office to march, and them clear people in Chicago ain't having that shit.
Control the movement of people. They're the ones who were managing this discrimination.
Every time Negroes went in, the real estate agent said, oh, I'm sorry, we don't have anything listed. And then we sent some of our fine white staff members into those same real estate offices, and the minute the white persons got in, they opened the book. Oh, yes, well, we have several things. Now, what exactly do you want? Something is going to happen as a result of this, and I'm not losing faith. I still have faith in the future.
I remember marching through Gage Park. And the difference in the South, you had maybe a couple of hundred at most of the riffraff, the Klan. But in Chicago, it was 10,000. I mean, everybody came out.
I remember coming on those marches prepared for anything.
I
Well, I'm glad you know. I've been hit so many times, I'm immune to it.
But it was well beyond what we anticipated.
Dr. King, the superintendent of police of Chicago, said that your civil rights tactics have aroused hatred among Chicago white residents and are hampering the Negro's progress.
There is no doubt about the fact that there are many latent hostilities existing within certain white groups in the North. And these latent hostilities have come out in the open, and I don't think you can blame the civil rights movement for that. Certainly no one would blame a physician for using his instruments and his know-how to reveal to a patient that he has cancer. Now, we have only revealed in Chicago that there is a blatant social hate-filled cancer. And what
you can't, hold on, you can't tell me Mike ain't smoked no Joes. That nigga lips look like he smoked nothing but the good ganja. You feel what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is now they're trying to integrate Chicago. They already had a whole tasking on their hands to integrate the South. And now they carrying their ass up to Chicago, but them clear people wasn't having that shit. Let's move on. Now we moving on to this, talking about Martin Luther King is not happy. Because now it done came out that everybody running around here dragging for him, Negroes included, saying, oh, y'all heard Martin Luther King, he over there going against President Lyndon B. Johnson. It was the niggas who turned on him that made him upset, not the clear people. Peep this. Remember, niggas gon' nigga. Let's get into it.
Agrees to halt neighborhood marches and demonstrations in Chicago on the issue of open housing, so long as these pledged programs are being carried out.
Dr. King, you say you're satisfied, but you don't sound too happy about what's happened in there. Are you?
Well, I don't know what you mean. What do you mean?
You don't seem like you really are happy.
Well, I'm a very honest man, and I wouldn't say on this paper something that I don't believe. I think that this is a very significant step forward. I'm not happy about the total problem that we face in the United States of America. I always have to look at the ultimate. And in terms of the ultimate, we are still a long, long way from our goal.
Let's move on, because I want to get a couple points. I'm not going to be able to finish the whole documentary, but I want to get to a point that makes sense. So when we come back for the final week of Black History Month, is the 29th a Friday? Hold on, let me see when the 29th is. I think it is. No, let me see. Let me get the calendar. Hold on now. Is this the final week of Black History Month? It surely is. But we just gonna close it out next week, and we're gonna do a giveaway next week as well. So make sure y'all pull up. Look, Mike is not happy. He said, in order for us to leave Chicago, X, Y, and Z have to happen, but I'm not happy about this. So now guess what he about to do? Go meet with the same people who paying him under the table to keep niggas under control. He want to go meet with them behind reparations. And guess what? He wasn't asking for no cash, duck, goose, Tariq Nasheed and the Ducks. He wasn't asking for them mighty ducks. You see, Martin Luther King understood what the resources were in. The resources have and always will be in the land. Everybody want to check. Everybody want to be able to carry their ass down to Gucci and get the money right back to the clear people. But the resources are in the land. So now Mike is carrying his ass down to his bosses and telling them, hey, I know I signed the contract, but nigga, we need our reparations. We need our 40 acres and a mule. And this, alongside the whole shit with him speaking ill on President Johnson with the Vietnam War, is going to be what literally ultimately takes him up out of here. And we're going to get into Jesse Jackson. I may not get into it this live, but we definitely going to finish it up next Friday. Peep this.
It was easier to integrate public facilities. It was easier to gain the right to vote because it didn't cost the nation anything. And the fact is that we're dealing with issues now
that will call for something of a restructuring of the architecture of American society. It's going to cost the nation something.
As much as he did, he always blamed himself for not doing enough. He was a kind of workaholic where he was never content. He was driven by a kind of a need for perfection. And he was always feeling that he wasn't doing his best. I think because of his feeling that somehow he wasn't good enough to be the leader. Those were periods when he was really just physically exhausted.
Ooh, I knew it. That nigga smoking a Joe. I knew it. I know smoking lips. I used to smoke marijuana. I knew it. Look at Mike with the Joe in his hand. We call him Joe's cigarettes. Look at Mike with the Joe. I know I ain't tripping. Look at Mike. Watch when he's sitting on the bench. That nigga got a good look. Oh yeah. That nigga said, let me get one of the Marlboros, not the lights, nigga, extra strength. Let me go get one of the Marlboros. You know what I'm saying? Because this shit is crazy. They got my nigga smoking Joes. Oh my God. Mike, I didn't know that. I looked at your lips, but I wasn't sure. He was smoking on the balcony, me. See, I didn't see that part. They didn't put that part in the social studies book. Nah. So he was a lying, cheating, chain smoking mother effer? Oh, Mike. What was happening? Oh my God. You learned something new. This is a good Black History Month. We learning a lot. Now listen, coming up, now we about to talk about his love where, see, him and Harry Belafonte, is that the little banana boat ass nigga? Where the nigga from? Harry Belafonte. If you know where he from, put it in the chat. Harry Belafonte, you know what I'm saying, was his partner. But see, what you didn't understand was Harry Belafonte was swimming in the whole milk. And Mike wanted to live vicariously through Harry. So he hung out with him all the time. Now, Harry's going to get on here and tell us that Mike used to come spend the night. But if you ask me, Harry was getting them clear women to sneak out the back door and into the back door to get Mike what he need. You understand what I'm saying? Now, Harry going to tell you himself. I'm not saying it. I'm just telling you what Harry said. Okay? Let's get into it. This is big right here. A lot of people didn't know that whole marriage and all that shit with them children with Coretta, that was a front. Did not get me up here because y'all got to understand where I'm coming from. Didn't Cat Williams tell your ass when you sign up for their agenda, you get a light-skinned, weird-looking white woman that never do an interview in 20 years? Didn't he say it? I know he said it. I was there when he said it. Didn't y'all see Coretta? One apple. If Johnny have one apple and Sarah have one apple and Sarah give her one apple to Johnny, how many apples do Johnny have? 2. Don't listen to nothing I'm saying. Research everything I'm saying. Let's get into it. This is big. Now we about to get into him and the clear woman. Girl, this is big. This nigga was back. This nigga was over there dunking in milk like Oreos. He was an Oreo dunking in the milk. No wonder they used to put that on the commercials. Y'all remember the old Oreo commercials? They'll take an Oreo cookie and dump it in a glass of milk. They were talking about Mike. I didn't know that. Let's get into it, Mike. Because now see, you know what I'm saying?
Those were periods when he was really just physically exhausted.
Dr. King came to New York with great regularity. And whenever he was here on quiet time, he often stayed.
Let's put this to bed. Let's put this to bed. Wait, hold on, let me go get it. Because see, we're not going to just ride past that. We're going to put this to bed. Hold on. Special K said, Harry is not Jamaican, he's American. Well, let's go see. I mean, we already here. We might as well go see what the fuck going on. Let's go see. I mean, it won't hurt to just go check it out. You know what I'm saying? Now, they say he from Harlem. Sound about right. Oh, what? I know you fucking lying to me. Hey, Special K, them children ain't lying to you. Look what the Google people said. Look what they said. Harry Belafonte's parents. He was born to Caribbean immigrants. His mother, Melvin Love, was born in Jamaica. And his father, Harold George Belafonte, was born in Martinique. Oh, girl. His mother worked as a domestic servant, and his father was a cook in the British Royal Navy. He ain't nigga. He ain't nigga. He American on paper, but he ain't nigga. And you know why I know that's confusing for the blacks in New York? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my people up in New York, because they put so much in there. You know what I'm saying? It's so many people in New York of your color, you don't know who's who. You just got to go off what they say. Girl, he ain't nigga. He ain't nigga. He ain't nigga. His mom is what they say the mom is? Jamaican. And the daddy is Martinique. That's why that nigga was up there singing that Banana Boat song. You get it? Oh, yeah. See, we gonna learn today. Y'all gonna learn today. Oh, yeah, we gonna learn. So he ain't nigga. Where the hell he come from? Oh, Keita, girl, go lay down, Keita. Keita said he's not. My grandfather told me that a long time ago. Girl, your grandpa lied, girl. Your grandpa don't know what the hell was going on. Most of the blacks in New York is of some type of island or island or African descent. It's a melting pot. It's a melting pot. I'm just saying, everybody look alike. You don't know until somebody say, I'm Dominican, I'm Jamaican, I'm Nigerian. You don't know until they tell you. He ain't nigga. He ain't nigga. That's what you were saying? All right, I'm just saying. He ain't nigga. He ain't nigga. Oh yeah, listen, y'all. This is why. Listen, let me say this too. Let me say something about this too, y'all. Get me up here. Do you want to know why you got people of our hue from most nationalities, from all nationalities? Because we were here first. They got black Asians, black Mexicans, black Spaniards, black Europeans. We were here first. So wherever there's a place, there's people who look like this, because we were here first. So of course they're going to have black Cubans. Of course they're going to have black Puerto Ricans, because we are the original people. It's the colonizers. You get it? It's the colonizers. But they on the forefront. It's like they put them on the flyer and keep us at the party. You got to go and you got to be invited to the party to know. And Hawaiian. Oh, yes, we went over there too, Yolanda. Yes, ma'am. We went over there too. You have to be invited to the party to see, oh, shit, they do got black people. We are all over the place because we are the original people, the original inhabitants of this earth, not them. We still don't know where they come from. I know they said they come from Europe, but we still don't know. They don't know. They don't. Ask them to not use 23andMe or whatever that shit they use, and ask them where's the origin of the clear people. I bet you they don't know. And if they do know, they ain't gonna tell you. I tell you that. Let's get back into it. You know what I'm saying? This is big. We got to learn. This is Black History Month now. Happy Black History Month. Happy Educational Friday. That's what we do around here. You know what I'm saying? Black History Month, Educational Friday. Let's get back on here. Now let's get into Mike smoking a Joe fucking with them white girls. Peep it.
At our home. And we also made sure that his space was filled with the things that brought him pleasure, including his favorite drink, Bristol Cream Sherry. I think one of the things that attracted him to my environment was that here I was, a very prominent Black American. And my wife then was a young woman named Julie Robinson, who was white, and that she and I were married and brought children into the world. And at no point was her presence in my life ever obscured. And Dr. King watched the environment around me accept that and treated us with a lot of kindness and respect. In Martin's earlier life, in his youth, as a student, his first real love was a white woman. He adored this young lady.
Wait, skirt. What you say, Harry? Harry, what did you say, Harry? Say that one more time, because I think I might have missed that part. Harry said Mike used to come by the crib because he just wanted to live vicariously through this Negro, for lack of better terms, and he got a clear wife and he lives unapologetically. See, Mike couldn't do that because the powers that be said you got to be with Coretta. Now, you can fuck who you want under the table, but on top of the table, it's got to be Coretta. So now Harry is over here saying that Mike's first true love was a clear woman, milk of magnesia. Oh, yes. It was already rumored all over the place. The FBI threatened to put his shit out, even on that movie Rustin. If you get out here acting a fool, doing shit we tell you not to do, we gonna expose your ass. Everybody know Mike liked the clear women. He liked them all, but he really was in love with the clear women. That's who he was. But let Harry tell y'all one more time who Mike was really in love with. Because see, Negroes are so infatuated with titles. All we see is, oh, that's the wife. She got the ring. That's the wife. She's the most important. She has the ring. Duck, goose. How many bitches with rings sitting around here looking stupid? Bambi. Girl, what you say, Harry? Because they getting on my nerves.
And treated us with a lot of kindness and respect. In Martin's earlier life.
Prove it. The FBI followed this nigga and couldn't find nothing on him. Prove it. Oh, girl, the heart wants what it wants. The heart ain't got no eyes. The heart don't know what it wants. The brain only has the function to know what it wants. That's the flawed statement within itself. The heart wants what it wants. How the heart gonna want something it don't have no doggone ways of wanting? Only the brain has the capacity to want. So the heart wants what it wants, that's bull. That's just the way to get people to be like, oh yeah, it makes sense. It doesn't make sense. The brain is the only organ inside of your body that has the capacity to live and breathe on its own. Have you ever heard? Listen. Oh yeah. When he was in the streets, before he became a Muslim, yes. He dated, he slept with white women, yes. Before Malcolm became a Muslim, yes, he did. But after that, when he was in the streets being a pimp and selling drugs and all of that, yes, he was. But the heart wants what it wants, y'all. That's a lie. The heart don't have no wants. It comes from here and up in here and come from up in here. Even the word says the heart will deceive you. Yes, because the heart can't think. This the thinking. This is what God gave you to think. This up in here. The heart don't have the capacity. The heart does not have a capacity to do anything, to make any decisions. It literally doesn't. It all comes from here. The heart. Then you know, people say I'm using my heart. I'm thinking with my heart. It's false. It's scientifically impossible. Now let's get into Mike loving on them clear women. That's why we here. Let's not divert our attention. Let's stay on Mike. Hood hacks, I need you to prove that statement. Unless you're talking about prior to the nation. If you say prior to the nation, then you good. You say anything after the nation, you got to prove that. You got to stand on all 10 on that fact. I got to see that. I got to see that.
If in his youth, as a student, his first real love was a white woman. He adored this young lady and was deeply pained when the wrath of Daddy King and everybody else came down on him when he suggested that he wanted a relationship with this young lady. It betrayed everything that Daddy King had in mind for his son.
It's rare, Doctor, that we get a chance to see you in New York. You've discovered it's a fun city?
Well, I haven't quite discovered that side of New York.
Right.
Being a Baptist clergyman, they keep me involved in other areas.
Right. Your home is actually in Atlanta. Atlanta, Georgia. Do you have a church at this time in Atlanta?
Yes, I am the co-pastor of the Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta, and my father is pastor, so we are working together there as a team.
Both you and your father?
That's right. They put up.
Is there any
two
seniority?
Well, he makes it clear, sometimes consciously and sometimes unconsciously, that he is the pastor.
Right.
And I'm the co-pastor.
Jesus was the leader in the way, for he said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Now that gets all of it.
When I met Daddy King in Atlanta, I understood the real meaning of patriarch.
Daddy King, Daddy Luther the King. See, we got to understand what's going on with this. Daddy Luther the King, you know, he had the same problem John F. Kennedy's daddy had. Let me tell you why. Y'all may not know this, but John F. Kennedy was deeply in love with a slut, a whore from Spain. He wanted nothing to do when he was in the Air Force but to carry his ass back to Spain and marry this woman. And Daddy Kennedy said, John, you can't do that ugly ass shit, bruh. You can't be with a whore and a slut. If you become with a whore and a slut, then you can't run for president and Congress and Senate and all of that. You have to be with a nice, sweet, wholesome girl, one of the good girls, you know? Well, Daddy King had the same situation. Daddy King knew Mike liked the clear women. He know he loved swimming in backstroking in clear milk, in whole milk. But Daddy King was like, I'm not going to let you do that. I done read you all these years to turn around and do some duck ass shit like this. No, we're not going to do it. So Daddy King had the same issue Kennedy daddy had, because it's not about what you want. It's about what you have to do. Go get Coretta, pump 4 churn in her, make good photo ops, have her up there looking like a nice, wholesome, good, clean woman. And if whatever you're going to do under the table, do that shit under the table. But on top of the table where the dinner goes, you will not. If you will not freak up what I've already created. That's what's going on. Daddy King ain't like that shit.
He was a huge force in the community as a black minister.
Glory to God.
Very imposing.
Something wrong with your head.
And when you met him, you understood that you were dealing with the power. What was also fascinating for me was the subservience that Martin reflected when talking with his father. Not just parental, but as someone whose view of where we should be going as a people held great substance for Martin.
Martin really understood his father, but he understood also the difference between he and his father.
So in a sense, we look into a future shrouded with impenetrable uncertainties.
There was a great difference between he and his father's preaching. Martin made his points at a different level and in a different way than most other preachers did. And the reason for that is because he had this unusual education.
Dr. King finished high school at 15. He finished Morehouse at 19. He finished seminary at 22, his PhD at 26. He knew strong minds break strong chains.
I think his faith in the teachings that he had studied, his constant reference to Thoreau, and I never knew of these guys, never heard of these people, till Martin came in one day, and in the midst of some rather casual moment, he would evoke what Nietzsche said and what Thoreau, and I'm sitting there saying, well, who's Nietzsche? Daddy King used to say, just get in there and talk the gospel. Stop all with this college stuff and all these highfalutin people you keep evoking. People don't know who they are. He said, yes, they do.
You could wake Martin up from a nap and he could do a sermon. I remember saying to him, you will do it the church in 20 minutes. I mean, like his mother. And when he got to the church, you would think he'd been studying all night. He was a natural preacher.
We gonna stop here because I don't want to hold y'all up all night. I don't want another 3-hour live. I'm hearing the people in the comments telling me to do timestamps. What I will try to do is timestamps on this video. Also, I will start breaking up the videos because a lot of people, I'm learning that people don't have the attention spans to sit down or listen to something for long periods of time. So I have to accommodate both audiences. To the lady I told what I told her. I said, bye, short bus shorty. I still mean that. Yeah, I don't care. But everybody else, I'm hearing you. I'm listening. I will mess around and do timestamps and put this stuff up really quickly. If you are not following me, Sarah said, no, don't leave. You doing good. Wait, yeah, they said the people be saying my lives be too long. The people be saying my lives be too long. Girl, I literally had people in my comments saying, I can't pay attention for that long. That's ridiculous. 3-hour lives. And one lady was like, you was enjoying the tea? One lady was like, yeah, you need to at least put timestamps or something. I was like, damn. Y'all want me to go further? Put a 1 in the chat if you want me to go for another 30 minutes. Put a 2 in the chat if you're ready to roll, because we can still finish it next week. Put a 1 in the chat if you want me to go further. Put a 2 in the chat if you're ready for me to roll. Because listen, I took notes. Do you hear me? I got notes for all of this shit. Oh, we got a lot to discuss. We have a lot to discuss. Do you understand me? We have a lot to discuss. I see a lot of people with the ones. I saw 2, but I see a lot of people with the ones. I'll break this video up. Hey, if you're on here, I'm going to break the video up. Now, damn. What else you want me to do? Shit. I didn't worry about breaking them up because I ain't getting paid to just post a video. That's why I've been live every day. Shit. That's why I'm going live, because I ain't getting paid. Shit. But I'm looking like doing all that work, editing and all of that, and I ain't getting no money. Girls, you crazy? All right. We're going to do the 30 more minutes. 30 more minutes, then we getting up out of here. That'll be 3 hours, okay? That'll be 3 hours. Y'all really fuck with the Educational Friday, huh? Yeah, all right. Okay, all right. Y'all know I love this shit, so it'll make me know never mind. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into it. So now, Martin Luther King's daddy, he's in his feelings, right? He's in his feelings because Snick, Daddy Long Legs, what's his name? Stokely Carmichael has attached his movement to Martin Luther King's movement, but Snick's movement, which is Stokely Carmichael's movement, is a violent movement. And Daddy King don't like that. We signed up to be nonviolent, Negro. Why is you attaching yourself to these violent ass niggas? They ain't even from here. They ain't even from Crenshaw. You know what I'm saying? Why is you attaching these niggas and it's making you look bad? So Daddy King didn't like that. No, he didn't. Daddy King said, this ain't what we signed up for. This ain't what the check's clearing for. What the hell going on? So let's go get Daddy King, and he not liking what the hell he's seeing, right? Let's go get it. Let me share the screen again since y'all insist. Replay gang, don't drag me. The people want what they want. Okay? Let's go get it. So now Daddy King don't like this. Let's get the Daddy King not liking this violent thing. Come on. Let me see. Can you see it? Yeah, you good. All right. Let's go get it.
Everybody loved Martin as soon as they heard him. There was a desire for people to be a part of an educated ministry. The only thing that we had was Christianity. The only thing that white America allowed us to have was our churches.
Martin's moments when the curtain was drawn and he was not on public display was a man who revealed his deepest concerns about his right to do what he was doing. The fact that he was touched by that calling in history disturbed him because he didn't quite understand it. He referred everything to divine intervention, to divine power. It's what God has called on me to do. And in the depth of that belief, that religious commitment, those voices that he heard really existed for him. Daddy King, I don't think, was fully approving of where the movement was going.
Mm-hmm.
He saw nothing but chaos. He saw nothing but rage. He saw these young people with the birth of Snick and the kinds of passion that poured forth from these young people, many of whom were...
So basically, Daddy King's whole thing is, all right, you got Stokely Carmichael and these Snick niggas, but they on some real like rebellious type shit. They trying to go to war. They trying to get, they like fighting. Daddy King don't like that. Daddy King say that's not what we paid to do. Why is you fucking with them niggas? And I'm pretty sure on a private phone call, Mike said, Daddy King, I had to do what the clear people told me to do. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't do no more than what they tell me to do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying that to say Daddy King is having an issue with the Snick portion with Stokely Carmichael and them because he feels like they are going to compromise the mission. What is the mission? Calm niggas down. Calm down, niggas. Calm down. No, don't get excited. Calm down. Calm down. That was the mission. But Stokely Carmichael, who was allegedly hired by the government, was sent there to do just what he did, create chaos. Let's get back into it.
Not much younger than his son. And the fact that his son was the spearhead of it was even more threatening for him.
Dr. King asked me and Stokely to come over and have dinner at his house. He just wanted to talk.
Let me set this up. Now, Mike is meeting with Stokely because he needs to get behind the scenes like, nigga, what's going on? What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? He want to be explained further on this whole Black Power movement. Because remember, like they said earlier in the documentary, it was derogatory to call Negro people black. That was a derogatory term. So Mike said, hey, bro, go get Stokely's stupid looking ass and tell him come meet me for some dinner so we can see what the fuck going on. Now, they're going to meet for dinner, but this is the part that you got to understand. Now, as soon as Mike is laser focused on the movement for Negroes to get their reparations, which was in the form of land, watch how the clear person comes in and redirect his attention to Vietnam. Hey, Mike, but I thought you said you don't like Vietnam. Well, I don't. Well, shouldn't you say something? Yeah, I guess. And they're literally gonna redirect his focus. Mind you, listen to me. Let me say this before I play this again. Mike right now is in repair mode. Mike understands that everything he's done leading up to the I Have a Dream speech has literally tainted Black people for centuries and centuries beyond. He knows this. So this is what I believe. I believe Mike was trying to make it right. And this is what I'm trying to say. This is why I believe, this is why I feel, this is just me. This is why I feel, although Mike has literally put us in a situation that's going to take us generations to get out of, I can still say, you know what? I forgive you, bro. I don't like it. I won't forget it, but I forgive you because at least you tried to right your wrong. He literally gave his life for the wrong till he tried to right. Does that make sense? Let's get into it.
And so we went over to his house. He wanted to understand where Black Power came from. He wanted to know everything we were thinking, where we were going with it. The discussion was about 3 hours long. And then what we wanted to know was, as a moral icon of the movement, when was he going to make a statement against the war in Vietnam?
You see, he trying to understand Black Power. And they want to know when you're going to talk about Vietnam. Do you understand what I'm saying? Are you listening to what's going on? Are you watching this? Mike was laser focused on figuring out, okay, now, all right, let's talk about it. Now, what the fuck is this Black Power shit? And how can we come together, wooty, wham, wham? And then here comes the wrench. Skirt. What about the Vietnam War? Oh, yeah. Clearly divert his attention somewhere else. That's where we are. Now, I think the only reason, Special K, we would have even asked about the Vietnam War because there was a lot of Black people being drafted. Do y'all remember Malcolm X? Not Malcolm X. Muhammad Ali in his protest against the war, he lost his titles, he lost his belts. They say he couldn't fight because he said he not going to no damn war. It was a lot of Black men going to Vietnam for the war. That is true. However, the bigger fight was here on this soil. The bigger picture was on this soil trying to get economic freedom and economic rights, not the war. That was like the side dish to the main dish. I will, Uptown Girl. It'll be the live, unless something happen where they say I gotta take some shit down. You know what I'm saying? It'll be live. The live chat gonna be on there. All right, now they gotta confuse him. I believe the government planted this person to come in here and say, hey, but what about Vietnam? Nigga, fuck Vietnam. The fuck? We got shit going on over here in Chicago, Selma, Atlanta, Mississippi, all the fuck shit we got going on. You coming over here telling me about Vietnam? You know what it reminds me of? The people mad at Tiffany Haddish talking about whose side she on when Negroes, I'm talking about the Negroes who mad at Tiffany Haddish because they worried about what side she on when at the end of the day, we got children in the 7th grade can't identify circles, squares, and rectangles. And we got children, unaliving children. We got children being taught to be robots because they literally can't read, write, or count. We have so much shit we could be worried about. But for some odd reason, we are laser focused on some shit that ain't got nothing to do with us. What did Jay-Z say? What you eat don't make me shit. What does that mean? If you digest it, I can't shit it out. So why on Sam Hills and God's green earth is Negroes so invested about clear on clear crime? I will never understand it. I will never understand it. Our children are literally being prepped to be robots. They can't count. They can't read. They can't write. They graduating these motherfuckers. They got Negroes sending their churn off the prime, spending all their tax season money, sending their churn off the prime. And if you put a paragraph in front of them fucking churn, they can't even understand. They can't even read it aloud, let alone comprehend it. Comprehending, that's a whole nother thing. But the same Negroes is around here running around worried about clear on clear crime. Oh yeah. See, same tactics, same shit, different toilet. See, they didn't have social media back then, so they had to send somebody to get them off track. Hey, what about the Vietnam War? Oh yeah. Okay, sound about right. Do you understand when I say nothing is new under the sun? Back then, they sent a physical person to Martin to get his mind unfocused on black liberation and onto some shit that ain't had nothing to do with him. And it's the same thing today. Hey, they got a war over there in that other land. Look at niggas, for real? Forsake everything that you need to be dealing with here. And worried about clear on clear crime. Oh, girl, I even had somebody say, one of the groups, I ain't gonna say the names, one of the groups did protest for us. Oh, fat. So you saw them holding up a sign and that was enough? Oh, how low is the bar? How low is the bar? Not the limbo, is that the name of the dance? How low can you go? How low can you go? The bar is so low, that bitch is under the basement. Do you hear me? All it takes, well, one of the groups did, Voodoo, they did protest for us. What? Nevertheless, let's see how they got MLK off his rocker. And this right here is ultimately what got him unalive. Say what I said. Let's get into it.
The leaders of the peace movement were reaching out to Dr. King and wanted him to get more actively and publicly involved. But I resisted because my initial reaction was I felt that they were trying to appropriate the legitimacy they didn't have.
Look at the clear people.
Politically, we had to be very cautious about whether or not we wanted to publicly criticize what could be described as having been the greatest president for civil rights since Abraham Lincoln. This is after the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Voting Rights Act of 1965. And here we're going to publicly excoriate and criticize the man without whose leadership none of this would have been possible.
The anti-war movement was a new constituency for us.
Hey, don't get it twisted. Just because the clear man decided to sign a Voters' Rights Act that to this day we still see voter discrimination, don't mean he really gave us nothing. He really ain't give us shit, to be honest. But it was just kind of a woo, woo, woo. Y'all remember watching Living Single? How Sinclair used to be woo, woo, woo. Woo, woo, woo. That's all that was. A woo, woo, woo. Woo, woo, woo. And how dare you say anything negative to the clear man who gave you a woo, woo, woo. Woo, woo, woo. That's all we're talking about here. That's all we're talking about. However, I don't give a good goddamn about Mike's relationship with the president. I could care less. My issue was, nigga, you was on the straight and narrow. How did you allow a group of clear people, hippies, mind you, to get your shit off the rocker and go way over here? Nigga, the road is straight. How did you get the clear people to get you to look to the left? Oh my God, got to be more careful. Oh my God. Let's get into it.
There was a spiritual connectivity that we were comfortable with, and we understood their positions. They wanted to emulate our tactics, but there were radical elements of violence and anti-American discussion, and we didn't want him taking his moral position into an extreme left environment with kids who were kind of anti-American, who were communists, who were burning American flags. And we could not control that.
But what this man is saying is, look, we already got a big fucking fish to fry. We already got shit going on. Damn. We didn't want you to take your energy and your resources over there fucking with them far left people. Still to this day, you know, it's the far left people got the teas over there reading books to the churn and all of that. That's the far left people. The crime bill Joe people. That's the ones got all the teas and all of them over there doing all of that. You know what I'm saying? But that's another story. But what this man was saying, yo, this shit don't make no sense, bruh. I get it. We all for nonviolence and for peace. But nigga, these far left clear people, they a different type of people. I don't know if you should fuck with that, Mike, because if you fuck with that, we can't control them. Them motherfuckers get to going crazy. You know, they was hippies. All they did was smoke weed, what kind of that was pill Cosby was given to the bitches, Quaaludes and all of that. They was fucked up. They was fucked up. They was fucked up. Hold on. They was fucked up. But what I'm saying is, hold on. Really quickly, hold on. I got to fix something. What I'm saying is, the guy was telling Mike, hey, don't fuck with that. Don't fuck with that. Let them whoop-de wham wham. You know what I'm saying? Don't fuck with that. And somehow he did. And like I said, this is the ultimate demise. G Power said, Voodoo, y'all know the voters' rights has been renewed every 10 or 20 years. I didn't know. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna lie and say and sit up here and act like, you know, I ain't gonna lie. I don't pay attention to voting shit because I don't vote for at least federally. I only started voting locally when I bought a house. And that's sad. That's sad. I literally only started voting when I bought a house, and that's sad, but that's a lot of black people, you know. But so I don't know much about that, but if you can give us more information, we could talk about that, G Power. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, let's get back into it. This is what ultimately got him. This is what caused his demise right here. That along with other things, obviously, but this right here.
Johnson was worried because communists were on the other side on the war. And over the years, the FBI was constantly investigating King and citing one or two of his associates who they said were communists. He was afraid that the FBI would leak it, that Hoover would really get King branded as a communist, and it would build up an enormous backlash.
For a long period of time, every conversation was wiretapped secretly by the FBI, and the contents of the conversations written down, transcribed verbatim, and put in files marked top secret. And the top agent of the FBI said that Martin Luther King Jr. is the most dangerous and most powerful Negro
Pay
ever.
attention.
In 1964, they were bugging Dr. King, and they also picked up his sexual activity. Hoover would send these memos out. The memos would be all about King's life.
Listen,
I mean, they were
really
obviously
quickly.
designed to...
Listen, lenders. Listen. So the clear people decided, oh, you want to play? Set them up, nigga. First of all, J. Edgar Hoover was an op, is an op, still an op. You know what I'm saying? And what happens is J. Edgar Hoover was saying, okay, since this nigga want to get too big-headed, no pun intended, what we'll do is we'll embarrass the fuck out of him. You know the FBI about to release some sex tapes on him, right? They said, oh, we'll embarrass the fuck out of him. Cool. Let's put out all his teeth. Because see, everybody think he's this good, wholesome boy. But the gag was, they say he was biracial or something. They say he looked at white, but they say he was biracial, had the spirit. I seen something on that. I don't know. So the FBI was like, gotcha. Say less. Say less. Now they go to threatening him, which wasn't the first threat. Now we're going to threaten you, nigga. We'll put all your teeth out and tear your whole shit down because, listen, as you heard them say, Mike was the most powerful black man or man on at this point because he had the power to either cause some bullshit or shut everybody the fuck up. They were afraid of that. They were afraid of that. So we got to be careful. Let's get back into it. And see, this is why he should have listened to the other Negroes if they really said what they said.
To destroy this guy.
I think J. Edgar Hoover hated, despised Dr. King.
Hoover just was one of these people with an immense amount of power who abused that power. He used information improperly. He was singularly arrogant about his position. And underlying it had this feeling of superiority to people of color. And I said they should take that son of a bitch's name off the building. Because he was the antithesis of what you want in a democracy.
You know, during those days, we assumed that we all were being wiretapped or spied on. But I think the people who made the recordings were really sick.
Everything the FBI was doing to hurt us made us question whether this country was so sick that...
Y'all saw that? What the FBI said? They say he was unfit to serve the gospel. Yes, they did.
All were being wiretapped or spied on.
Exposed King as an immortal opportunist who is not sincere. This is big. Because although they hating, there's a lot of truth in what they saying. Look at what they saying. Look what the FBI saying. Look what the FBI saying. Unfit to serve as minister of
Everything the FBI was doing to hurt us made us question whether this country was so sick that it couldn't be saved.
Hold on, let me back up a little bit more.
That we all were being...
I'm going to turn the volume down. We got to see this. Look, this is the FBI on King. They ain't never published nothing like this about Malcolm. That's big. Look. This volume is largely concerned of MLK. Hoover confronted Dr. King on intermarital activities. John Lewis is over here trying to tell us, oh, it was so horrible that they would do this. They're just horrible people. What about America and civil liberties? Nigga, fuck all that. It's war. It's war. Now look, now they say this nigga right here is a half breed. I don't know, but that's what they said. Look at what the FBI writes about King. Look at what peep this out. Oh yeah, John Lewis was in on it, little short bobblehead bastard. He was in on it too. We must continue to keep close watch on King's personal activities. That's what they said in that part right there. It says, expose King as an immortal opportunist who is not a sincere person, but is exploiting the racial situation for personal gain. Why would they say that? Pause. Why would they say expose King as a racial opportunist who is exploiting people for his own personal gain? Because what the FBI knew, that the government, the president was paying him. The FBI was out there saying, nigga, I throw all this shit up. I will fuck all this shit up. I will literally expose all your shit and show everybody, all these Negroes you around here controlling. I put the shit out and show them that your ass was getting paid. Malcolm said it before that, but niggas weren't listening to Malcolm because they had already put in the media, in the press, that Malcolm wasn't a good person. Listen to what I'm saying. Although the FBI was fucked up and they dirty and they shabby and they ain't shit, what they were saying was, hey, fuck around and find out. I expose all your shit. Nigga, you don't really give a fuck about these niggas. You making money like me. I'll expose that shit. Keep fucking around. That's what the FBI said. Keep fucking around. I got receipts, nigga. I got the payments you was being paid and what you was being paid to do. Keep fucking around. Not to mention, I would expose your intramarital affairs. See, why everybody think you and Cole Retta is just the Michelle and Barack of 1965. Nigga, I would get out here and expose all your shit. Fuck around and find out. That's what the FBI was saying. That's what the FBI was saying. Y'all got to be strong. This is Educational Friday. This is Educational Friday. Now we're going to end it right here. It's almost 8 o'clock, y'all. We got to end it right here. We're going to finish it up next week. Don't worry about it. We got it. We're going to finish it up next week. Listen to me. The reason I honed in on MLK so much this month, and we're going to talk about other Black events and Black people moving on. But the reason I honed in on him so much is because when it comes down to Black History Month, the main focus and the main visual of that month is Dr. Martin Mike Luther King. And I want you guys to understand that what they're telling you is good is actually bad. And everything that they're telling you is bad is actually good. I can't say it. I can't say it. Let me just go get the people to tell y'all to say it. I can't say it. Y'all got to hear it from these people.
Please wake up.
I was waiting on you at the door. Okay? Think about it like this. You ever went to bed late and had to get up early in the morning? Or you ever had a rough night sleeping and had to get up in the morning? Don't it hurt? Don't you be like dreading the idea of having to get up in the morning like, fuck, I came in at 3, I gotta be up by 6 to get ready to go to work. See, when that fucking when that alarm go off, bitch, you be wanting to quit the job. Don't it hurt? Don't it hurt? I know it hurt because it hurt for me. That's what happens when you have to wake up. Listen to me. Listen to me. Waking up is not an easy task. It's not. Waking up is actually a very hard task. Because when you have to wake up, it requires you to get out of a comfort state, a comfortable state. Waking up requires you to come out of a comfortable state and into a state that is foreign to you at the time. What I'm saying is this. Them people know what's going on. You just don't. But they give you the information in hopes that you won't figure it out. How they say the best way to keep something from a nigga is put it in a book. Well, girl, they got it on documentaries. Now, what else we need to figure out now? Come on now. Come on now. Y'all got to be strong. It's going to be hard to unlearn everything. You're right. Heather Spirit said, yes, it is. Yes, it's not. I have to unlearn so much over the years. That shit hard. I was in that position. I was in that position. When you believe in something, because that's all you know, and then you figure out something different, that's the hardest thing you're going to do. I'm telling you. Oh, yeah, Mihi. Absolutely. First you shocked, then you mad. That's how it was for me. Because I'm saying all them fucking years they had me over there with Martin Luther the King, ugly ass, and we could have been learning about some other shit. We spent 90% of our Black History Month on that nigga. Listen. I use the analogy of waking up after being out all night because it's very prevalent to what we're talking about. It's hard. It hurts. You don't want to do it. It really does. Everybody ain't going to get it. Even the people, as you present it to them with facts, they won't even do the research to debunk you because they don't want to get out of the bed. It's comfortable here. The AC blowing. They got the ceiling fan on. I don't want to get out the bed. I want to stay in the bed. You get what I'm saying? Your alarm ever went off and you went to snooze that bitch? You like, fuck it, let the chips fall where they may. If I catch the next one, I catch it. If I don't, I don't. Most of people are like that in America. Not just Black people, people, period. It hurts. It sucks. You don't want to do it. But in order to understand and free yourself and then be able to make changes, pertinent changes that you can then apply to move forward, you're going to have to wake up off that first alarm. Second one, maybe. Third one, you're probably going to oversleep. You get what I'm saying? If you don't make the first alarm or the second alarm, by the time the third one comes, there's a high probability that you are going to oversleep. Be comfortable with the uncomfortable because it's going to be happening regardless. Don't oversleep. I need my boy Larry Fishburne to tell you, don't oversleep.
Please wake up.
If you guys would like to support the channel until I get my monetization back, please hit this Cash App right here. This is my Cash App. I'm doing this for free. I don't get paid no money. Everything I do on YouTube is free 99 because they done took everything away from me, bitch. They done took everything, draws included. Do you understand me? But if you would like to support the channel, please hit the Cash App. If you don't have money, you know how you can support the channel? Hit the like button. Push the video into the algorithm because this is something that all Black Americans, quote unquote, need to learn, right? So please do me a favor. At the very least, hit the like button. That's free. Shout out to Ari for the Cash App. She says, appreciate the knowledge. Thank you. I appreciate you, my love. Shout out to Ginger Nash for the Cash App. Thank you for Educational Friday. Love you, babe. I love you more, my love. Thank you to RSV PBLE for great research. Boo moi. Thank you so much for the Cash App. I appreciate you. Thank you, Ruby, for the Cash App. I need my education. Oh, thank you so much. And I'm gonna try this new app that's gonna be able to pull the Cash Apps up here so we can see it, y'all. Thank you, Philly, for the Cash App for Educational Friday. Thank you so much. I love my Educational Friday more than any other chat. The other stuff, it'd be a whole lot of BS. But with Educational Friday, it's typically people who really here for one reason. I love it. I would rather have 300-400 people on Educational Friday than 2,000 people on some bull because it's a lot of work for my minds and for me as well. Thank you, Nikki Nicole, for the Cash App. I appreciate you, my love. Thank you, T, for the Cash App. Love you, Voo, from T Pretty. Thank you, T Pretty. Thank you. Thank you, Tina Copeland. I wanted to show you support. Oh, thank you so much, T Copeland. I appreciate you. Thank you, Nanny, for the Cash App. Continue to push through. Thank you so much. And again, like I said, next live, I'm gonna try to figure out how to do it from this new streaming app. And that way we can pull the Cash Apps up. It's gonna be kind of like super chats. You know what I'm saying? We can pull them up on here for y'all to see. And also, thank you from KX Parker for drinks on me this Friday. Girl, say less. Girl, what is you saying? Is going to get one. Thank you so much. Listen, you guys, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I love y'all. I really want y'all to take this information, share it with your people, share the video, share everything, because 95% of us don't know a third of the shit I was just talking to y'all about. And this is the gag. half of that 95% is going to challenge you and tell you that you're wrong because they don't want to wake up and get out the bed. They're snoozing the alarm. Are you tracking? Half of the 95% that haven't heard it is going to challenge you because they still snoozing the alarm. See, we already up. We already out the bed. We already trying to figure this shit out. So be prepared for people to try to snooze the alarm, and that's fine. But also be prepared to give the information and let them people do with it as they please. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody who pulled up from Twitch, Instagram. I think Rumble went through. If not, we'll see when I get off of here, child. Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, all y'all from YouTube. Y'all are nothing short of amazing. I'm gonna get up out of here. Y'all know how we roll. Shout out to all my mods. Y'all are rolling. Do you hear me? Shout out to the mods. I love y'all so much. I will see y'all on tomorrow. We'll do a live tomorrow earlier, and then we'll go from there, okay? I love you guys more than you think. Thank you so much for being here and giving me 3 hours of your time because you didn't have to. I love y'all. Peace. Thank you. Bye.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2. We live, baby. Come on. That's right. Okay. Can you hear me now? Oh, let's go. It's your boy Big Chew, the voice of the beat. You know what I want? Blaze up. Come on, Blaze up.
It's the beat for me.
Wah 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 wah. For your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we are. For your boy. For your boy. Also for your boy. Fix it for your boy. Drop it for your Lift it up. Benny bust it open, lift it up. Yeah. Come on, lift it up. Benny bust it open for your B-O-Y. Benny, for your rockin' for your lift it up, baby. Mix it with your bustin' up. Come on, Blaze, so you know. Drop me a nasty beat.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.